That feels like the end of a show song.
Yeah.
Tom Waits for No Man. Tom Waits for No Man is the name of his new album, I believe. It's the Bennington Show on a Friday, what we like to call a sleep-in Friday for us. Opie did his own show today, so there's no reason for us to be hanging around. And, I'd done it a week ago, and there's still repercussions from that.
What are the repercussions?
Well, I was supposed to get a variety show with Fox, daily variety show where I sing and dance with different guests.
Okay.
And it seems like Two Brothers stole that idea from me.
On.
Yeah.
Can't believe that. Because you've been talking about that for a long time.
Forever. For at least 3 weeks. And they gave it to Harry Connick Jr., who I don't even believe plays an instrument nor sings.
This is bullshit.
It doesn't make sense. He's a radio guy.
I hate this.
Well, you know what? Here's what I say, Chris.
Yeah.
Can't steal all the ideas, you know? Amy Schumer's got a big show this weekend, live from Harlem. SNL is a big deal this weekend. Tracy Morgan making his comeback. Sherrod Small wrote a lovely little piece for the New York Post. It's always funny to me when someone then gets something that just seems like, hey, what did those things ever happen? Why would the New York Post ask somebody else to write that doesn't work for them?
I saw the byline. Sherrod Small. I read that paper every morning.
It was really funny. But it's just about what a nice person Tracy is and how he's going to do well. And I guess the really big news, other than, we'll get to the other news. Cubs, Mets, October. What more could you want?
My
so
Mets.
Exciting. Chris, you live and die with the Mets.
Love them.
See your Mets hat.
I ordered a Murphy jersey because I couldn't buy one. I couldn't find one, dude.
Chris and I were texting constantly back and forth.
Every at bat.
Seriously, it was pretty constant. And then, when Murphy does that weird steal, I'm like, well, he's this generation's Pete Rose. We got it, right? And then when he jacks the fucking homer, Chris tries to give me the modern day Pete Rose. I'm like, Pete Rose could not hit a homer if he was standing on second. And then I'm like, hey, how has no baseball color guy has ever come up with that line?
It was fucking great.
That one belongs in the fucking baseball quotable quotes. I was so proud of it. I'm like, I'm going to sell this to John Kruk.
He's buying, too.
Oh, yeah. He's ready to pay.
He's got that cash.
And then, of course, a lot of problems over today's Smoking with Chris episode.
Really?
I'll just get this out of the way. He went to the top page of Periscope.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's exciting.
It was very, very exciting.
Now, I was only able to watch the first about 10, 15 minutes.
That's how everyone was. I was the same way.
It was a strong show. Big guest, Shuli. Shuli came in. Shuli from the Howard Stern Show, comedian.
He's very funny and one of the great buddies around here.
Love him. Fellow smoker.
Yes, that's why I want to bring this up. This was a question during the Fletcher sent this in to us, the hashtag Bennington. During Smoking with Chris, this was Chris's question to Shuli.
Yeah.
How long of a smoker have you been? How long of a smoker have you been? What are you, fucking Amish?
Didn't realize how crazy that sounds when it came out of my mouth at the time.
Sounds like iambic pentameter or something.
Oh,
how long a smoker have you been?
Redbeard had a problem with our opening song.
How?
By Tom Waits, because some people just aren't cool. Tim says, what is this whiny ass song weeks?
You fucking kidding me?
Some people, if it's not metal, they don't know where their junior high school fucking monkey brain can go.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a break.
People don't like Tom Waits, though. They're out there.
Oh, yeah, lots of people don't like Tom Waits.
I have no time for those weirdos.
I know, there are certain things that I could never be friends with that person.
No, you don't like Tom Waits? I don't like his voice. Well, then I don't like you. Go to hell.
Right? Why didn't I ever think of that?
God, you need to use that.
I will. I will.
There'll be more questions on Smoking with Chris.
I'm going to repurpose that joke that Chris has. That I don't like you. Then you're the one who's got the gravelly voice.
You're shit.
All right, Bullslon said, awesome choice. Tim Thank you, David Trainer. Already sent in. Pete Rose couldn't hit a home run if he was on second. I would have said standing on second, but that's me. A lot of controversy, though. Let's get this out of the way. David in Arizona, problems with smoking with Chris.
Yeah, hey, Bennington, thanks for having me on. Listening to Smoking with Chris this morning, fantastic episode, except for one glaring error on Chris's part. You were proudly smoking your cigarettes from Africa.
Yes.
Jakarta.
Yeah, Africa.
Jakarta is not in Africa. It's the capital of Indonesia.
What?
Oh.
All right, racism.
Look at the pack. It says, this Africa ruler. And there's elephants all over it. How would it not be from Africa then?
There's elephants in Indonesia.
Maybe they don't know how to. Maybe they don't even know. They don't know how to package it.
I've been shanghaied.
Somebody's involved here.
Now that you've used that word.
Oh, God.
Next, he's going to say he was J'd down on these cigarettes.
Let me see the pack.
It's a cool pack.
But
it is cool.
Yeah. I like your hat. I was sorry about your errors, though, in geography.
Well, that happens. You know what? For Catching Chris being a goddamn liar, pretty good prize, Classic.
Oh, thank you so much.
David! In Arizona, smoking's good, but it might give you cancer. So you win the signed book. Cancer Schmancer, signed by Fran Drescher.
Wow. That was a little dark, but I guess it all...
At least it tied in.
Yeah.
I guess. I feel sad.
David Morris read this. Tom Waits. I thought it was Tom Wopat.
Come on. How long a Tom Waits hater have you been?
I don't know how that happens. Brian from O-Town. He's got that Oakland booty. He wants to talk to our own Smoking with Chris.
Right. I got to say, no corporate committee or government think tank would ever come up with something like Smoking with Chris, okay? We have a throwback 1970s New York hoodlum hawking a nutritional drink while not just smoking a racist cigarette, but nearly throwing up as he tries to wash out his mouth from eating said cigarette. I mean, you just can't get that kind of stuff. Chris, you're a beautiful centaur. I love you.
Big ups to Nutriment.
By the way, there are a lot of people complaining that you did a sleight of hand move and you didn't eat your cigarette.
Oh, I ate that cigarette. I ate it.
You could see it in his teeth.
Yeah, I ate that I ate this disgusting fucking cigarette.
Did you see him do it? Because I didn't see that part.
No, of course I tapped out by then.
Oh, no, really?
But no, I had to get in a cab.
It's the best part of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, I can always watch it on the replay.
Yeah, it's
the next 24 hours.
It's up there. Get to it, people.
All right, Jackson Bowen, nice try with this sleight of hand gag. You owe us, and Big J's eating a real cig. You fuck. Hashtag Bennington.
I ate a Jakarta cigarette, okay? Not even an American one. I don't even know where this tobacco came from.
Sam Merck said, Chris hung with Shul, ate an African cigarette, and jinxed the Patriots all in one show. I'd have to say that's another smash. My only problem with Smoking with Chris is that he's gotten comfortable with the show. I miss the early discomfort of running as fast as we can, housing food. You know, there was something awful and fantastic about that era. But now he's like, hey, everybody, welcome back.
I like when he gets comfortable with the camera angle, where the arm just slowly gets lower and lower during the show.
I was getting tired. All right?
I was watching yesterday's, I forget what we call that show.
Oh, it's Scope Talk Live, STL.
All right, Scope Talk Live. And Chris has the camera and is in the three of us together. So he's putting it back. And his arm, it made it look like a crane shot. I'm like, how long is this fucker's animal arm?
He's been accused of using a selfie stick before.
Never. I would never use
the length of the arm.
He's got 2 selfie sticks sticking out of his shirt.
No,
that's a nice wingspan, dude.
That should have been gone into boxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at the reach on this guy. He gets his shit kicked out of him.
Look at the reach on this guy getting bummed. He's hitting 6 feet behind the guy standing in front of him. Oh, God, that's fucking so funny. No one else talks about how bad the sponsor's product is other than Smoking with Chris. Yeah, you were at the top of the Periscope page today.
I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that. And yeah, well, Nutriment came on as a new sponsor, and I hadn't tried it before today.
I'd never even heard of the product. What's it do for you?
It's 24 minerals and vitamins for you. It's a good, energy drink.
But it's like a milky kind of drink?
Is it for the elderly?
I'm not sure who it's for.
It might be a shit starter.
My stomach doesn't feel very good, I'm going to be honest with you.
SiriusXM's own Jenny McCarthy, who's out at sea right now with Michelle with 1L. They're out with the new kids, just being at sea. She said for the last Playboy, the last explicit Playboy, she'd be willing to drop trowel like the old days.
Oh, yeah.
Full frontal. And she says she feels so bad about it. Either way, she'll be wearing her panties at half-mast. So, Jenny McCarthy, ready to break it out.
I love it.
Yeah.
She was the first Playboy playmate, I think, that I,
Don't say it.
Okay.
Discovered. I'll say that. Discovered. I was like, wow, she's pretty.
Pretty. Pretty lady.
She's pretty enough to be a weather girl.
She's the best. But I can't remember the last Playboy that I bought though. Actually bought the last.
I can't either.
Centerfold that I was like, oh, I got to see this. It might have been Sable from the WWE.
That's a good call. So that would have been put around what, 2000?
Probably, yeah, 99, 2000, somewhere around there.
So everyone who's acting like they are pissed off hasn't bought one in 15 years. I haven't even seen one. They don't put them up in the newsstands.
No, they don't.
I don't know where they are or how to get one. Or any magazine, for that matter. I remember the last time Watley was in the hospital, I picked up, Sports Illustrated for him, and that they were so thin and so expensive. It was like buying what I would have thought a paperback book would cost, but it was the size of a menu.
And most of it is ads for weird products.
Yeah, and then there was an article called Sports Are Fun, which, I would think people would know that before they picked up the Sports Illustrated.
The inside of fun on sports.
Yeah. But will you get the last explicit Playboy? It feels like you have to, right?
Yeah.
I will get a couple of copies. One to open, one to save.
Right. But see, here's the thing. Everyone in the country is doing the same thing.
I'm the only one. No one steal my idea. Everyone else open theirs.
Just like when people now buy 2 things of every Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone's doing that.
Well, they're going to become rich off of it, 70 years from now in the post-apocalyptic society.
Liz Sets Fire said that she sang pretty good prize lyrics with a non-Bennington listener in their car, and they were very confused.
They're better lyrics.
Cam says, can't believe the star of America's favorite geography-themed game show, Where's Chris, made that geography mistake.
It
is kind of ironic, right?
It's pretty strange.
Where am I? Jakarta?
Need a last-minute Halloween costume? Everything you need for under $25 to be #Smoking with Chris.
You can do it, man.
Bring up the tweet to see the photo. Let's take a look at that photo there. Well, we got Dan over there to do that work, Chris. You're trying to, put it away from me. Let Dan do his thing.
He has to put it on the ground.
It's just right there.
Okay, now watch for the rest of the show how many times he turns to grab the keyboard.
This is fucking great.
What you need? Hoodie, Old Navy, $15. Blue blocker sunglasses, eBay, $6.74. Black bandana, any dollar store, $1. Imported cigarettes via Go Pack Joe, free. Multicolor heart stickers, Etsy, $2. I like that.
Brilliant.
You actually had a fan stop by today.
Yeah, a fan afterwards. Yeah, it was like, Smoking with Chris, what's up, dude? I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm here. On this goddamn platform every Friday at 10:45 a.m.
Can't believe you have fans now.
I'm stopping by. It's like the Today Show.
It's kind of like the Today Show.
But better.
Now I'm fucking pretty good prize. Pretty good prize. And you ever notice, while that's playing, for some reason, that Joe is on his board like he's a DJ?
Yeah,
what is
he is.
Does he realize
back there
that those buttons mean something?
No, we're off the air now, Joe.
The satellite's dipping up and down in space. Haas said, I just started a 3-year subscription to Playboy 4 months ago. I'm not that happy about it.
Where are the tits?
Somebody sent us a lovely song starring our own Chris Stanley as well. Who sent this in, Chris?
This was at Dave James Crosby sent it to us.
I like that name. Mm-hmm. He's David Crosby.
Dave Crosby.
Oh, God, I like that. Oh, God, I like that. I like that. I can't get enough of that, man. Oh, God, I like that.
Oh.
That's what I like. Oh, God, I like that. I like that. That juice. I like that fucking action, dude. All about that juice. All about that juice. All about that juice. All about that juice. Dude, juice for this rock god.
All about that juice. About that juice.
Shook that juice out.
All about that juice. About that juice.
About that juice. All about that juice. About that juice. About that juice. All about that juice. About that juice.
Oh. Well, why can something that stupid be that funny?
It's all about that juice.
I think it's one of those things that we've got to play, 1222 every day, until it's a monster hit. I look over you and see you with the Mets hat on. I feel like there's a mistake.
It's crazy.
No, I'm a Mets fan, man. Born and raised in fucking Metland, Astoria. That's what they call it.
We can't take that away from you. You are from Queens.
Thank you. My Mets were amazing last night. DeGrom was just a monster.
Your head is the same size as Mr. Met, so it's fucking phenomenal.
Perfect.
By the way, how do you like having Dan in that spot? Is it more comfortable for you?
It's strange. It's taking some getting used to. But now with the keyboard's not up in front of me, I feel good.
Like people are saying that you said born and raised in Queens.
I'm a piece of meat. And I'm delicious. Didn't realize how creepy I sound after hearing that song. I sound like a real piece of shit.
That's what we're hearing all the time.
Oh, God. This is bad.
Rose said, I don't like that. Hashtag Bennington. All right. And then Wade said this. I don't like Roe. Hashtag Bennington. I can't believe this.
Feud.
We now have a Roe versus Wade. I don't.
Oh, my God.
I don't know. This is historical.
Oh, my God.
Call the press. Alert the media immediately. All about that juice.
All about that juice.
Where'd the guy get the Casio from? That's the nice move.
Must have gone from a thrift store or something.
Last night, at midnight, the Bonfire Boys just blasting off. And by the way, who's the other comedian?
Morgan Murphy?
I adore her.
Yeah, she was super funny, right?
She's great, and I remember her from the Amy Mann stuff that she's fantastic.
Yeah.
The Bonfire Boys wouldn't even acknowledge her existence.
No.
I noticed.
No. They were like 8th grade boys, like we're together.
They should have been at the same podium.
At one point, I thought I saw Big J smile, so that was exciting for me.
Very serious.
But
was.
Yeah.
It's a serious game.
Yeah. But Big J, as predicted by me, winner. And you ate your cigarette today.
Yeah, on Smoking with Chris, I ate a African cigarette. It was fucking terrible.
This is what bothers me.
Yeah.
You made that bet on the Bennington show.
Yeah.
We deserve the big payoff here.
Yeah.
I can't
But you put it on your own show. You know what I mean?
Another cigarette.
Another cigarette.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. It tastes bad. It's chemicals. Smoking them is so much better than eating them.
That's
That's how they're intended to be
the
consumed.
truest thing I could ever say.
Now, by the way, did you notice, like, as painful as the entire night looked for Big J?
Mm-hmm.
Soder couldn't have been more comfortable.
He wasn't in the
more
element.
part of the gang.
He was throwing out answers when he wasn't have to fucking plug in.
And, being caught up with the host, trying to impersonate each other.
There's patter between those guys more than there's actually answers being made.
Competitive patter, but patter nonetheless.
Yeah. Yes.
Hardwick, when someone else got to laugh.
No! Turn off his mic.
We're going to reshoot this.
Reset the goddamn scores. No more points for that guy.
And also, I didn't see anyone but Soda ever complain about not getting points. So competitive.
Yeah, really.
Like a little Niners fan.
That's why I had him. That's why I thought he was going to win. He wanted it bad.
Well, what could you do?
Ate a cigarette. That's what I had to do.
Yeah, but on your show, not ours. By the way, your show's becoming a monster hit. I mean, you're getting 10 times the viewers that you used to.
I know, it's amazing.
How many viewers did you have this time around?
1.5 million.
What?
Yeah.
1.5 million.
It was ridiculous.
Nevada has become the first state to shut down DraftKings and FanDuel. I don't know how they can stop you if you live there, because you call them on the phone or the computer, right?
Yeah. Well, I know some states, they can block the websites. I believe that's what they're going to do. So if you're living in Nevada, you won't be able to go to those websites.
And that just has to do with competing with their own betting?
And I guess the scandal that came out last week.
Then why don't they block every bad website out there instead of letting people stumble upon them and getting into trouble?
I have no idea. I think they also have it so that if because it deals with money, so you have to put in your bank account or whatever. And if you have a Nevada address, they'll also say, all right, no, you can't do this anymore.
So you need your cousin to play for you.
Exactly. Yeah. Start Tom Brady for me. Thanks. I'll forward you some cash.
I got some Odge today.
Let's get some Odge pills then, boys. Come
it must have been from that cigarette you ate earlier.
Sympathy pains?
Yeah, it is. I'm feeling it for him.
You guys are so linked.
Yeah, I guess we are in our own way. All about that juice, juice. I don't know why I think that's a hit song, but it is.
It is.
It's really good.
There's nothing to think about. It's a hit. It's huge.
Kara says, the hashtag Bennington, Hicks sounds happy. It's like I don't even know him anymore. He is happy because he got the top of Periscope today.
Oh, super happy. I love that. I love being at the top. And it's never going to go down.
Oh.
This Periscope's never going back, I guess, under the sea? Is that what Periscopes are they're used?
Yeah, they're under the sea. You know what it is? He's Met drunk. He had such an exciting night.
That's
so amazing. So tense.
He's such a Met fan that the price sticker is still in the bill of this fucking thing.
Look, I've had this thing in storage, just waiting for the right time to actually wear it.
No, by storage, you mean in a Met store?
I don't know what you're talking about. I have storage space.
I guess because his born and braised team won. I was born and raised there. Look how juicy I am. And as we know from the song, all about that juice. About that juice. It's a Friday, Sweet Friday, I like to call it. Big weekend planned all the way around. Lots of fun comedy stuff this weekend. Who's going to miss Tracy Morgan? I mean, that would be
impossible.
Pure insanity.
Yeah.
To miss the comeback
it's possible,
kid.
But
yeah,
it's totally possible. You just shouldn't.
It's probably improbable for you the way you pass out. And then Amy Schumer the same night, the Angel from Harlem tour.
It's almost too much for me. I love them both so much.
And then one of the Mets playing again Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Oh my God, what a big day!
Saturday is.
I'm gonna freak the fuck out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to shut everything down.
I have to keep. I don't know how I'm going to keep it together this weekend.
You just said amana.
It's pretty much 24 hours till it's fucking going crazy time.
Well, even last night we had football and baseball, and I'm like, how am I going to be able to watch both of these? And then I remember, they're both constant commercial breaks. This should be easy.
Yeah, going back and forth.
And it was.
I had a great grasp of what was happening in that Thursday night football game. The Falcons are a fucking joke. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, but then what were they, 4-0 before that?
5-0. They're 5-0.
And they looked at against a 1-5 team, right?
Yeah.
Or 1-4 team at the time.
Yeah, the South is just a garbage pit. That's what it is.
So's the East, dude.
Yeah.
The South and the East.
There's a lot of garbage pits in the NFL.
Well, at least. All right, let's face it. NFC, there's only one team, the Packers, right?
Yeah.
That anybody's impressed with.
Yeah.
Would you stop it with that Vikings fan? You're living in a dream. Chris and I have favorite teams, and we're also realists.
Yeah, I'm a realist too.
No, you're not.
You live in a goddamn purple cloud.
Yeah, and I prefer it there.
What game was Prince at the other night?
He was at the Minnesota Lynx game, where we brought home our third title for the WNBA in 5 years. It was a dynasty.
Well, that's great for you guys.
Thanks.
While you're bragging about that, I'm like, Lynx, what is he talking about?
No idea.
I found out after we won it, personally.
It's a shuffleboard team out of Minnesota.
Shuffleboard team. Shuffleboard team.
Shuffling.
Shuffling.
Yeah, shuffling along. Charlie, Money Making Manhattan wants to jump in. Go ahead, Charlie.
Hey, Ronnie B and crew, how are you guys?
Cool, man.
What's up?
Ronnie, quick story. I have a Bobby Bennington in my life, too. My older brother, he was a maniac. And, like maybe 7th grade, he's in 9th grade, takes me into the woods. He's smoking a cigarette. He tells me to take a drag. I'm like, no, I'm good. Good, just take a drag, you fag. So I take a drag, and then he goes, you tell on me, I'm telling on you. So
Smart.
Smart, very smart. 2 hours later, Mom finds out that we were smoking. Both of us wound up eating a pack of cigarettes.
So you win. You doubly win. But here's the thing people complain about. Now you got a great fucking story 30 years later you're still traveling around with. No one ever tells the story of the time that their mom didn't make them eat a pack of cigarettes.
She was pretty nice about it.
By the way, my big brother didn't have to teach me not to rat. I threatened to bring my brother in here last week when the Stengels were starting shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say, I go, I don't need to bring my brother in here, but if I did.
Wow. Could you imagine?
Against the Stengels? Probably yell at me for even calling them.
Squash match. It's a squash match.
I look like the Rockies. I don't know. I got to be nice to those guys. I really do want to end up on that show.
I know.
What about that New Orleans song that everybody seems to love?
Yeah, that was really good. It's perfect for it. It makes sense because it was your idea in the beginning.
Look who it is. Hard Rock Johnny.
Oh.
Hello, Benningtons.
Hello, Johnny.
Hello.
It's my Aunt Johnny calling.
This is Iris calling.
What's up, Johnny?
Oh, I just was going to talk about, you were talking about football for a little bit.
Yeah, we talk about football.
Talk about all kinds of stuff.
We are now mortal enemies for Monday night because the Giants are going to beat the Eagles.
Yes. Should either of us care?
No, listen, Giants are in first place.
And that fuck.
Hey, listen, it's like being the tallest midget, but someone's got to win.
And that's going to take you where, Johnny?
I don't know. Back to the Super Bowl?
No. You're not going back to the Super Bowl. It ain't happening.
Why? It's lining up perfectly. On the other side, you got Tom Brady looking great.
Dreamweaver. And he lives in a dream every day. Run and put on the Gary White pants that I know you took home. And no one's missed yet. I think that you picked the Giants, right?
Yeah, at the beginning, before the season started, I
picked
all
the way?
Giants Patriots.
Yeah, so that's the end of it, Johnny.
I know. I do recall being really, really pissed off that mush fucking picked them.
It was basically it was fan fiction. It was what was happening in my head. And then they're going to play the Patriots again for the third time. They're going to beat Tom Brady
again. And I don't know how it took so long for these FanDuel and these guys to get shut down. I figured that was going to happen a long time ago.
I don't know. Who are they hurting?
Las Vegas casinos.
Yeah, so what do I give a fuck? I don't care.
I mean,
fucking casinos catch on fire and burn to the ground.
Oh, no, Wayne doesn't have more money.
The casinos are the ones who care at the sports book. And I still have and I know people say game of chance versus game of skill. If you could bet on fantasy football like this, then why can't you bet everywhere on a regular football game legally?
Yeah, we all get it. We're all on your side. But that doesn't mean that we defend the fucking casinos. You should be able to bet with anybody anytime.
I agree. You want to bet on a game on Monday? We could do it right now.
All right, 16,000, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what a regular bet is for this. I guess 16,000.
Sounds about right.
I was going to go a little lower.
Okay, that's you, Johnny. You're always the underboy.
I try. I don't know if I like that statement. By the way,
it's a kind of fun thing for you to be called the underboy.
No, I don't.
Well, underboy's calling in.
Underboy.
Exactly. Oh.
Underboy. He gets underboys because he's an underboy.
I do not.
Sounds like it is. Your name's Underboy.
Never been under one.
Johnny, where are you and Lauren down the hall going out for lunch today? Have you picked out?
No coffee talk. No coffee talk today.
Are you taking her to Chuck E. Cheese? Is that it?
Chuck E. Cheese, by the way. Everybody knows what the E stands for.
Entertainment.
We all learned that last night watching the Big J show.
I knew that one already.
I didn't know anything about it.
I don't know shit about Chuck E. Cheese.
No. Do you know? All right, so here's your Chuck E. Cheese fact. The man who invented Pong and Atari started and still owns portions of Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, I'm going to give you another Chuck E. Cheese fact. The whole place smells like kid piss and pizza farts. How's that for a fucking fact?
Yummy.
Oh, they're out there playing in the kid piss and pizza farts. Try to find them.
Can you pour some more kid piss in there?
Oh, one of them stuck in a tube, so we're going to sing Happy Birthday. Go get him. Hate that fucking place.
I think I've ever been in one.
No, you go to fucking Dave and Buster's for your
birthdays.
I've never been there either. I don't get out much.
Sean from Tennessee's got a line for you, Underboy. Go ahead, Sean.
Hey, I just thought of something really funny and original. The Giants couldn't hit a home run from second base.
Boom.
That's good.
Got
him.
That's good, right?
Yeah, fucked. You're fucked, Underboy.
Wait a minute, I'm confused.
We all are.
Wrong Giants.
What's the difference? The difference is everybody has fun. Whatever happened to those Age pills? That was a funny joke by you?
The Age pills. They're upstairs or either in the bag. Tums.
Little Age.
Why's Dad got to go? We got two interns.
Send an intern. Send Jam Band. Send Cashmere.
I think you.
Well, you want me to come run over with them?
It's already here? Why didn't one of your monkeys run over and grab it? Why are you making my computer guy get out of the way?
Did you not know Ajim and Tums?
Don't fucking run around for them. You already made your bones. That's like having you do a pickup.
Never fucking do that.
There we go.
Alpine.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Now hands it to Gail.
It's a team effort.
Joe, you just lost your position as assistant to the executive producer. And Chris,
Damn it.
You're fucked for not training your guys properly. Now I got a co-host looking for it during the show.
Jesus
Got
Christ.
it. Thank you.
And why did Gail have to look for them, Dan?
It's not supposed to be Dan's position anyway.
It was a very chaotic time.
He is right about that. I mean, it was madness.
got really tense in here.
Well, hold on. I'm getting soothing from the...
Good.
Mm-hmm. It'll do that. Let it work its magic.
Yeah. I shouldn't have Hungarian food for breakfast anymore.
It's good, though.
Yeah.
It's really delicious.
Well, I was eating Hungarian food and checking out my investments, and it was just a rough morning for me.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Have some big piece of schnitzel?
Yeah, well, I went big into Playboy the other day, and I don't know why.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Apparently, they've pulled the cunny pics.
I love those.
Everyone read it for the articles anyway.
Somebody said this, Johnny, your wife takes you to Chuck E. Cheese.
That's not even nice.
I know it isn't.
Or true, for that matter.
All right, Johnny. I'll talk to you later, my friend.
Bennington,
Bye, Johnny.
have a great weekend.
You too.
Bye, Underboy.
Hey.
Underboy. Joey had a little piece up on the iBank today he wanted to pitch to us. And this is unusual because Joey is musically, he's our parody guy.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like to get involved in creative too much.
I like to be creative. Periscopes, music.
Your stuff is parody based. Like you pretend you're MTV Cribs, or you take a song and you change the words.
I never really thought of it.
Yeah. He's Mad Magazine with glasses.
I'm the Mad Magazine of the show.
You've been exposed.
That's simple. Now, all of a sudden, the fucking emperor's fucking balls out and everybody can see it.
Look at his dick.
Look at it. It's cold from Minnesota. Lauren down the hall says, can I be Ron Bennington's assistant? No, Lauren. I do not want to get the same reputation as Hot Tub Johnny.
No, that's something you do not want to.
You don't want that rep.
I'm not a KT. And I see you wearing... She literally wears Lolita glasses in her pictures. And she shops at a place called Sexy Third Graders. It's a fucking setup. An underboy's going to go down. I think she's only about 11.
Yeah.
All right, what's your bit that you put together today?
I have put together, carefully crafted, Saturday Night Live's ultimate cast and show.
Oh, because we actually are at the 40-year mark now. I think it was just actually 40 years, even though they celebrated it last
really?
year. Yeah.
So what I did, I took all these 40 years, I took the funniest cast members from each cast, and I put together the all-star cast that would allow and create the best comedy possible.
All right, so are you saying that you sat down, you had a computer, and you set up the algorithm so you know who got the most laughs per minute? Or, because here's the problem with putting together a cast. It's like putting together a band.
Right.
You can't have two of the same kind.
No,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You can't have two people fighting over sketches. So, I'll say this. If you took, let's say, Kristen Wiig, would you also take Gilda? Because they are somewhat of the same types. If you took Chevy Chase, would that keep you from taking a Seth Meyers? Because, you know, you're going to use that person for that one position. So how did you think of it? Just the straight funniest, or you tried to put together the perfect cast?
I did based on funniness, but then I also put together what styles complemented one another that would create the best cast.
All right, where is this at right now? Is this in a museum somewhere?
It will be right after this segment.
All right, it's up on the iBang.
But let's find out.
It's Bennington Show Live with Ron Bennington, Gail Bennington, featuring Chris Stanley Bennington, Joey Jojo Bennington,
Come on!
Steely Dan the Pearl Man Bennington. We decide Saturday Night Live's ultimate cast.
Featuring...
And now, here are your hosts, Ron and Gail Bennington.
So we're cast members and the host.
Great to be here.
This is fucking...
You know, some of these kids, some of these feature acts that I saw here tonight.
Featuring.
Yeah, like that. Some of the characters they do, like Big Methead. That's great. I wouldn't have said featuring till I got the Cashmere.
This is ridiculous. I'm lumped in with the Joey Jojos and the Steely Dans of the world. This is come on, man.
Sorry, bro.
Chris Stanley.
I should be full featuring.
Hey, you're lucky you made it this year, okay?
Kiss my ass, Joey Jojo.
I see Joey Jojo as G.E. Smith anyway. That would have been my role for him. You know, he's the band leader.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go through your list.
So,
how many did you pick, by the way?
I picked 10 cast members, a host, and the ultimate musical guest as well.
Oh, I like that.
Here's what I would like you to do. Let's just have you state it quickly, not as fast as you can, but you know what I mean? And then we'll hear it and then go through it piece by piece.
All right.
But I don't want to be sitting around wondering, is that a good pick until I know who the other picks are?
Good point.
Okay.
Great point.
Thank you. That you're not going to get that from one of these feature acts.
Bullshit.
All right, so here is the ultimate cast that I have assembled. Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Chris Farley, Gilda Radner, Phil Hartman, Eddie Murphy, Will Ferrell, and finally John Belushi.
Finally. All right, so basically you took people who were the first cast or people who were around when you were 13. That was your idea.
Or 14,
of how to do this.
Yeah.
All right. And your all-time host?
Mr. Alec Baldwin.
And your musical guest?
Dave Grohl.
Just Dave Grohl, not the Foo Fighters.
Just Dave Grohl.
Okay, so Dave Grohl is a single.
Disagree.
Well, let me just say this. I mean, he made some easy choices here. These were safe choices.
Fan favorites.
Yeah.
Heavy on the fan favorites. Look at some controversy.
All right, let's see who he doesn't have. And here's two that just jumped out immediately for me. Dana Carvey and Mike Myers.
Yeah.
Gigantic stars on that show.
I was thinking that Mike Myers was going to make the list. That would be the only one that I thought, okay.
Mike Myers
is crazy.
is definitely the sixth man on the team.
No, he's not on the team. He's not there.
Say Will Ferrell twisted his ankle, went down.
No, you don't have that. If Will Ferrell twists his ankle, we just don't have a guy that week.
Mike Myers is great.
Now, here's the deal, though. You also have... who's your guy who does a lot of characters for you?
Phil Hartman.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then you also have Dan Aykroyd. And if there was ever two guys that are in the same exact role, it's those two guys.
And Murphy did characters, too.
Well, they all do characters, but I mean, is not going to be like the lead character guy, the guy who can come in and do a lot of stuff.
I don't see an issue with having two guys who can do characters. I think that would make it
You missed my
better.
point. There would be an issue. We don't want people fighting over things.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like a Minnesota racist, you didn't put any black women in there.
Just gonna
Disgusting.
say that.
Yeah.
Okay, I see your point. Here's the thing. These characters...
Oh, no, you'll put a wig on Eddie Murphy. And
You can put a wig
he's
on Eddie
fucking
Murphy.
Tina Turner. That's the kind of racism that I've hated on
I
that
guess we're
show.
back to that kind of show now.
Yep.
I just thought, though there have been very funny black women on the show, this 10 cast members, choosing 10, you have to have these people on.
All right, let's go through your 10 again.
Okay. Amy Poehler. Tina Fey.
All right, let's even stop there. Once we got one, do we need the other one? We're talking all-star here.
No. We do not.
Who do you take over if you had to bump one of those two?
I'm taking Amy Poehler.
As a performer, yeah, Amy Poehler's the one. She's
Poehler.
the performer. Tina Fey's the
I'd
writer.
love to have her out writing for us, Tina. If we can
Which
pick
is why I
that.
took
Or
her.
if Sarah Palin gets elected to something.
Sure.
She could
but I
feature
think
that day.
you've got to go Amy Poehler.
Here's David in Tennessee. He's got a question for the
Yeah, I didn't hear
JoJo.
Tina Fey the first time around, but I don't hear an update guy. I don't think I heard one. But then I heard Tina Fey the second time around.
Tina Fey's your update person?
Tina Fey and Amy Poehler are my two update people.
So you're just stealing for something that actually happened rather than going back. Who's your update guy, Chris?
All time or off this list?
All the time.
Norm Macdonald.
Gail, who's your update
Colin.
person? Colin Quinn? And I'm taking Dennis Miller. And I know in a post 9/11 world, we're all supposed to hate fucking Dennis Miller. But he's the stand-up who made it the position of, oh, we need a stand-up in that fucking position. Not someone acting like they're an actual newscaster, but a guy who can deliver jokes.
Wait, was Chevy Chase on this list?
Chevy Chase is not on the list.
Okay.
Everybody from the first cast but Jane and Chevy Chase. He, threw them both to the fucking
Chevy
street.
left after 1 year, so he can't be on the cast.
Well, that's not a reason not to have him because that year was the year that set everything that Chevy did. And I don't know whether I would have him there, but everything that he did set up how you're supposed to be a star on that show. Here's Vince in Delaware. Oops, hold on. Vince in Delaware. Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to say with Joey's list, he put Belushi and he put Chris Farley in the same cast together. That's kind of the same character, the same like fat, funny guy, over the top kind of guy.
And he's only saying that because he couldn't put John Candy in there because John Candy did SCTV. But see, that's where, your thing is you went out and went, who are the most popular people of all time? Right. I'll put them in and make a safe choice because I'm all about fucking safety.
No, I disagree with what Vince in Delaware, I don't know why I put that in quotes, just said. Chris Farley, he was much more grotesque, much more physical. So was Belushi.
God.
So was
You're
Belushi.
fucking disgusting.
But Belushi was more subtle, I think, in his characters.
No one ever said that until Farley came along. Now, he is right, and Farley even said, I want to, I want to be Belushi. Based his life on it. Look at this scaffolding collapse in Houston.
Oh,
Jesus.
God.
It's fucking nerve-wracking. I want to sell just split in that other fucking show. It's terrible. I guess it is the cold and flu season. I'm going to agree with that when you're going Belushi and Farley, you're essentially hiring the same. You're going to have your problem is you're afraid to make the tough picks.
Who do you pick between those two if you're bumping one?
Not even close for me.
I know who I would do.
Oh.
Farley's out, Belushi in.
Farley out, Belushi in. I think Farley would pick the same way.
It's true, he would.
Now, if anything happens to John, we'll have a guy just waiting on the wings.
No, you can't have that.
Blaine in Alberta. Blaine.
Hey, I was going to mention his pick of host. I don't know how someone cannot pick Christopher Walken.
Yeah, I mean, the host thing is interesting because obviously it's going to break down to, the popular hosts do come back a lot.
Yeah.
As long as it's not Justin Timberlake, I'm happy.
I still think I would go Alec Baldwin, though, over
I think
Walken.
Steve Martin. Anybody ever hear of him before?
Yeah.
I mean, he did it in every fucking decade. Steve Martin was there for the biggest show of the 70s, biggest show of the 80s, biggest show of the 90s, and so on and so on and so on.
I took Alec Baldwin because, one, the numbers. He's hosted it one more time than Steve Martin.
So what?
Two,
that's not what we picked by.
Chris, you don't have to get so angry.
No, he does. I'm going to say that. He does have to get this angry.
I'm all juiced up, Joe. I'm a fucking featured player? Come on. You put Farley and Belushi in?
Okay, you've
but
had
Steve
too much
Martin
nutriment.
also hosted many of his hosting jobs at a time when SNL was in its infancy with the first cast still.
Yes, that's what made it.
Yeah.
The biggest show that they ever did was, numbers-wise,
so
Steve Martin as the host, the Rolling Stones, I believe, or the Blues Brothers as the musical guest.
Alec Baldwin, though, did it at a time when the show was more established, which I think is a little bit more impressive in the sense that, like, he came back again and again and again after this whole formula with several different casts passing already.
You could have said the same thing about Tom Hanks.
Yeah, but I didn't.
That's true. All right, he got me there.
Wow.
The fact is, he did get me there.
Debate master.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah. He makes great points. That's good. I like to turn that into a song.
I'm going to.
Turn everything into a song, would you please?
Everything we
we've
say
ever
and
done.
do.
He makes great points.
He makes great points.
That would be my musical guest, by the way. Not Jane's Addiction, Porno for Pyros.
Nice.
And you're doing that song twice.
Yeah.
I did.
No one's ever done that before. But has anyone ever done the show just once and crushed it? Because I can think of people who, like, I was excited about, and I believe they only did the show one time. I'm going to go back to a quieter pre-9/11 time and say Mr. Kevin Spacey did the show and it fucking destroyed because he did all of his impressions and you didn't know them. You didn't necessarily know he could do a great Jack Lemmon. You know? That was a fun show.
I'm surprised Joe didn't put Martin as his top guest.
I'm surprised you're a Mets fan today, Chris.
All right, come on. Hey, you know what? Let's forget you guys are friends, first of all. You know, this is your family, okay?
You're right.
You're
friends and family.
You're my family, Chris.
All right, let's calm it down then.
Both feature acts.
I would still say Alec Baldwin.
You feature acts should need to be here for each other.
Come on, you're close. You're feature acts.
This is bullshit.
Jerry in Atlanta.
Hello. Betty White. As far as I was
Jesus!
concerned,
No.
Amazing as a host.
She was fucking awful. I was just
love that episode.
It was just the gay mafia pushing her down on everyone, and it was supposed to be ironic.
Didn't Ed Norton do like a surprisingly good host once? Like he did a lot of characters
yes,
too.
Yes, he did. Now he's tied in with FanDuel, and I'm worried about him.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you another person and go, how do you have an all-star team without Molly Shannon being part of it? And how do you say you pick Amy or Tina over Molly Shannon when they idolize her?
She has that like ability to be completely free in silliness.
Yeah.
Like she just unleashes.
Right.
Whereas I think maybe between those two there were reservations at times, and then they like grew into those.
Thank you.
Tina, you're out. Molly, you're in. That's how it should be going.
Maybe they're both out.
Well, we still need a black female too, because we kicked out Farley, I guess.
Leslie Jones.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, Leslie.
I'd happily put her on there.
Or Leslie Uggams. I mean, I could go either way with this right now. What about Oprah as the black female? Everybody loves Oprah.
She'd be great. Leslie Jones just hasn't done it enough.
Oh, she has.
She's
on Saturday Night Live as a cast member.
Oh, so now you're making it smaller and smaller. And your musical guest?
Dave Grohl.
And the reason why you picked?
Same reason as Alec Baldwin, though there have been very memorable performances by U2, Tom Petty, McCartney, others, Blind Melon in 1992.
What?
Fucking love that.
So good.
That's good.
All I could say is that I'm here with Chris Farley. He really does sound like Adam Sandler singing that song. All I could say. So go ahead.
He has been on the show 11 times.
Oh my God!
With
Look,
Nirvana.
the numbers game with you.
But with that number logic, then Daryl Hammond should be there because he was on for
Daryl Hammond is the guy again that you go to because he could do specific impressions. He wasn't even around the cast at any point. They wouldn't talk to him. He had his own entrance. But they knew that they could call on him to do some cold opening that would crush for them.
He's a killer.
And but Numbers Boy over there, we've got a fucking bean counter picking this out.
I wouldn't put on Daryl Hammond because I have Phil Hartman there.
Now, again, let's say this. If you were doing that show at any decade, what band or musical act would make everyone in the country go, oh, I don't normally watch that show, but I'll watch tonight?
I would think, when he first said it, musical act, I thought Paul Simon. Because he's
Paul Simon's been there every decade, and Paul Simon knows how to interact with the crew.
Exactly, he could be in fucking sketches.
Yeah. And he's beloved there.
And who called on him after 9/11, right?
Lauren.
I didn't go, oh, have Dave Grohl come here.
We need Grohl immediately.
Who's been here 11 times?
Yeah.
Well,
Dan's right. You're a fucking dick. I thought you were cool for a while, and then Dan pointed out something that made me see what a dick you are.
Let me get you guys back with this. Announcer, Don Pardo.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I agree. That one I agree with.
Solid pick, Joe.
Thanks, guys.
Safe choice.
Oh, it's me, Don Pardo. I get paid for this.
Featuring
Chris Stanley, the Dick.
Fucking Pardo again.
Here's
Stupid feature ads.
Here's my reasoning, though. He did it the longest.
Do you still have your switchblade?
Yep.
Push it into him.
No problem.
Push it real good. All right, Gail, who's somebody not on the list that you feel has to be there?
The first one that came to mind was Myers. I think that's the definite.
It's a definitive.
Yeah.
I mean, that kid hit the long ball, became a movie star while it was happening.
Had a movie that did well with a character that's very rare,
Yeah.
from SNL.
Yeah.
Like a successful, actually funny movie that came from. Some of them were funny, but they just didn't do well.
Yeah, that's a tough one, because a lot of their movies just lay there. And there was a reason. What was the number reason? Oh, Mike Myers is Canadian. I understand.
He's Canadian, yeah.
And you're from Minnesota. And you're always like jealous.
Well, no. I mean, Belushi and Dan Aykroyd had Blues Brothers while they were on the show, too. They did the same thing.
Sean.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Joey, how you not going to represent Minnesota with The Replacements? That's like the greatest musical performance. They were so hammered.
It was an excellent performance. Then they went and rubbed shit all over the walls so they would never be invited back. But that was a great one and done. Now, the other thing that I thought was one of the great musical performances I ever saw was when U2 did the first fake ending to the show, and then they went back and did a song that they were not promoting, I Will Follow, and it the entire country screamed. You brought up Paul McCartney. When Paul McCartney does the show, everybody in the country is happy.
It's true. But he would also make a safe choice, I think, too.
All your choices are safe. Why would that be a problem for you?
Because he wasn't on 11 times.
Oh, my God.
That was my reasoning. I'm a numbers guy.
Could put on Elvis Costello. That'd be a great one.
That would have been a great one. I mean, if you wanted to jump out and do something that was an exciting moment on the show.
Yeah, Costello / Beastie Boys.
Or the great Patti Smith, where she gave a shout out to CBGBs at the end. To everybody at CBGBs. I'm like, what? What is she saying?
And if we have Belushi there, one of the most memorable musical things was with Joe Cocker.
That's actually pretty true, too, when he fucking really humiliated Joe Cocker. Mike, we lost you, buddy. You hung up just as I went to you. Scott in Canada.
Hey, how's it going? I think someone that was overlooked that was really good was Anna Gasteyer.
Yeah, where's Anna Gasteyer on your list?
Why
Joe?
no love?
You fucked that up.
Why no love for Anna?
I wanted enough women on the cast with enough range and diversity to do these characters. Unfortunately,
So where's Ellen Clayhorn?
Come on, dude.
She's not on the list.
Your list for pissed, as I'm now starting to call it.
Yeah, but for musical guests, I think hands down, it's no question Springsteen.
I don't even think I remember Springsteen doing the show.
I don't know that.
I think you're thinking of the Today Show. If we were doing Best Today Show,
he'd definitely be
I'd
number
pick
one.
him. I don't remember when Bruce did it.
I can't remember.
Did he do it?
I don't know. I can't think of it.
This guy's just used to saying Bruce Springsteen and getting away with it. No matter
Springsteen
what
for
comes up.
everything.
No matter what comes up.
Featuring Bruce Springsteen.
The feature acts, the shitty ones.
Hate that fucking goddamn.
Play the opening again, because that made me happy. I hated everything else, but
made me sad.
It's Bennington Show Live with Ron Bennington, Gail Bennington, featuring Chris Stanley Bennington, Joey Jojo Bennington, Steely Dan the Pearl Man Bennington. We decide Saturday Night Live's Ultimate Cast. And now, here are your hosts, Ron and Gail Bennington.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
Great Pardo impression.
What a show we got lined up for you. Our musical guest is Ellen Clayhorn. That should be great.
Springsteen did this show twice, by the way.
When? What songs did he do? What did he do?
He was there in 92 and 2002. So
that's his best years.
Yeah.
He did You're Missing.
Yeah.
Lonesome Day.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Those are the songs people want to hear when they go to a Springsteen show.
Brought out the hits.
By the way, Eric Nagel shouldn't be a featured player. Just thank him during the curtain call right as NBC cuts to showtime at the Apollo. Oh! E-Rock!
What the fuck?
Crushed! This is a bad day for you, kid.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you can never come in as too safe. It would have been better to see you have radical picks all over the place.
All right. We'll get ready for my Mad TV cast that I'll have next week.
Never be a pleaser. That's the other thing. You're just trying now to jump in.
You can't win with us.
I thought I carefully
When are you gonna learn that?
crafted this list to, like Bill Murray, you have to have him on because he's so funny.
Yes, we are all going to agree. Bill Murray belongs on the list.
Gilda, you have to have her on.
Here's the slam dunks, no matter who you're doing. You got to have Bill Murray, and you got to have Eddie Murphy. That's it.
Not Gilda? You don't think?
No, I don't think Gilda is 100%. I think Gilda's in the 90s. But you're talking about like first ballot, can't even debate those two guys. Because those two guys saved the show at different times.
Now, do you do Gilda over Kristen Wiig? Because that's obviously the same spot.
No, I think Kristen Wiig has to come very, very... I think she needs to be on that show because she carried the show on her shoulders for years.
She did, yeah.
But carried it uphill. You talk about somebody who, when they went out, the fucking country was crying.
Yeah.
And who was singing to her? Not fucking Dave Grohl. Mick Jagger, the motherfucking Rolling Stones, Joe.
You get that, Joe?
A band that you have slighted so many times in the past.
God, you hate them. Just say you hate them.
No. I put Gilda on the list. One, because she's versatile. She can play old, young, sexy, nerdy. But also, let me finish.
Fuck her. I'll fucking snap. Seriously, I'll snap your fucking neck like it's a breadstick.
Here's my knife.
Sorry.
Oh, I don't need a
Please.
knife. I'll fucking tear into him with a thumbnail.
I'm very passionate about this. But I also fell madly in love with her. And if I'm Lauren Michaels in this situation, I want to hang out with her every week.
She's dead, you sick fuck.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do, buddy, huh? Bang a corpse?
Well...
You just fucking disgusted me.
There's my list.
Kyle in California.
Joey Jojo, you're from Minnesota, and you're not going to make Prince the ultimate musical guest on SNL. The last performance that Prince did on SNL was amazing.
It was really good.
It was unbelievable. But here's the thing, Kyle. Joe is a fucking racist who hates any non-whites.
You can tell by the list.
It's fucking Minnesota racist.
It's terrible. And there's a lot of overlap on this list, too. Like, Kristen, where's Kristen Wiig? You got Amy Poehler and Tina Fey.
It's stupid. This is a stupid list.
I hate this. I'm going to slit my own throat.
Ridiculous, man.
You okayed this, Chris.
I still didn't okay that intro.
Yeah, the intro is my only part I really love.
That was definitely my favorite part.
Jack in Vermont.
Oh, hey, what's going on, y'all? All-American show. You're going to have the All-American band. They're on there twice. Good old Grateful Dead.
Why do you hate the Dead, Chris? Why do you hate the Dead, Joe?
I love the Dead.
You hate the Dead?
Then why aren't you there?
Joey.
No, I really love the Dead, Jack.
If you love the Dead, why don't you do Alice Cooper then? Because he did a fucking song called I Love the Dead.
Or did you forget that, too?
I forgot that. Sorry.
Where was the Dead in your list?
19th.
All right, let's do the anti-Joe list right now.
Joe List.
Yeah, Joe List. By the way, his half-hour comedy hour, which seems like a ridiculous title, is in a week from Saturday.
Yes. October 24th on Comedy Central. October 24th at midnight.
And who else is he doing it with?
With Sam Morril.
Sam Morril.
Sam's is very dark. Joe's is very light. So it should be a fun hour.
The yin and yang of comedy.
I didn't even think of that. That's good, Chris. I wonder why you're still a feature.
Me too. I'm wondering that myself.
Maybe because you're a yeller.
Oh, okay.
You know, old yeller is not the way to go.
Don't put a bolt in me.
All right, this isn't Smoking with Chris. You're not outside. And you know what? Next week, let's have some movement. Let's get the movement back.
Very, very stationary. Don't worry. Run and gun week next week.
Cody in Houston.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Gail.
Hey. Feature.
Screw you. Hey, be nice. I was going to say, the musical guest, you should go to JT, Justin Timberlake. You can also be in the sketches.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake turned that thing into a fucking senior talent night, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Andy Samberg should be in this. I mean, he started those digital shorts, and they were huge for the show.
Not only did he start digital shorts, he's wearing digital shorts. I don't know how he does that. But there's a very good point that Lonely Island should be part of this.
Because they it was before YouTube, the Lonely Island videos too. Like
it was the same. They were putting them out, but they basically broke Lazy Sunday just as YouTube was going up.
And that was that. Like now, it's like the digital shorts are what people love. Like they pass them around, and for years it's been going on. So Sandberg and Lonely Island need to be in, Joe. Again, your list blows.
Also, why did you have to just pick 10? What was the?
Why didn't you pick 20? And we'd all be satisfied.
It's true.
Everyone gets in the cast.
Dana Carvey was also the biggest star on the show for years.
I agree with that. I got no fucking problem with that. Another guy who probably saved the show.
Or was that before your time?
Oh, yeah.
But not too before your time that it was cool.
Did you not fall in love with that person? Who were you in love with again, Gilda?
Yeah, Gilda. But
she was dead before you were born, millennial.
I know, but I'm just saying, watching old clips, going through the material. There's one skit she had called the Julie Miller Show.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
They don't do this today on today's SNL. Yeah.
It's Judy Miller. Yeah, they don't do it because Gilda did it years ago.
Well, no, what I was going to say is that they don't do this now. That whole skit is just her, no one else, and she carries it for 5 minutes, and it doesn't even feel like 5 minutes. Now they just load skits with celebrities and cast members.
Look, if we're just going to do people we wanted to bone when we were kids, I'm going to put Bo Derek on the list.
She can go on.
Bo
She can
Derek,
go on.
Alyssa Milano is in there.
Teen's Theme?
Teen's
She
Theme.
old enough? Check her. Your list is so fucking garbage. And you're garbage, sir.
Oh, no.
Jim.
Show, guys.
Hey.
And girl. It's probably just my age, but I think the best musical guest is Paul Simon and George Harrison.
George Harrison?
Yeah, George Harrison was on with Paul Simon.
Yeah, it was a very exciting... That was one of those nights, too, that made people go, wait, this is an important show. They've got a Beatle. Yeah. They've got a Beatle on it. No one could believe it. And that's also something I like that they won't do anymore, is they will bring people out to kind of jam together to do each other's shows, very much like Daryl's House does now. But now you can't do that show unless you got this week's #1 hit. And some fucking beer company or record company is going to pay to have you come on. But back then you could say, oh, this person's coming out with them. Different. It's a different thing.
It was spontaneous. It was great. Now it's like, oh, Rihanna's on again. I guess bitch better have my money.
Yeah. Oh, Kanye's here.
Yeah.
He's fucking just dancing inside his sheet.
This is something, isn't it?
I don't want to fucking say anything, but when it comes to rappers, I preferred Lamar Odom over Kanye West and the Kardashian family rappers. And they say that he's brain dead today, right?
Yeah. No act. No.
God.
Completely brain dead. There's nothing there. And still not the dumbest Kardashian in-law.
Wow.
He still scores better
than Scott?
Scott.
Humphreys
was not a bright one at all. Boy, did they just fucking grind men down, don't they? It must be like trying to fuck a moving train.
I can't wait for
being
Kanye
that
to
family.
fall. Kanye fucking had some meltdown.
She'll take him down.
Yeah. He's going to end up crying on that show while all the sisters just yell, "You're so lazy.
Why aren't you rapping more?"
What's that sound?
That's the sound of the Kardashians.
No, that's not even close.
It's somebody opening a door in the fucking attic.
Are you trying to do this?
Oh, that's good. When you steal stuff, steal it properly.
Yeah.
You fucking Mets head.
Love the Mets.
You don't.
DeGrom, baby.
You're trying to hurt people's feelings because you know you're a living jinx.
The Dark Knight's coming for you on Saturday, Cubs.
You know what? This is going to work against you, and the Mets are going to win it all, and you're going to be fucking stuck.
I'm going to be really happy when that happens.
I'm going to tell you this. If the fucking Mets win the World Series, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to crazy glue that hat onto your head. Is that a deal?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to do that?
Glue the hat.
Yeah. Because this way I feel like a winner somehow.
Well, I am a Mets fan forever now.
How are you going to change your headgear then for smoking with Chris?
I'll get,
your favorite thing.
I'll get an even bigger hat. Or just put a bag over my head for the show.
Go Pack Joe, you're fucking... What's that called when somebody takes care of an artist? They have a name like that. It's they are
benefactor?
Benefactor, that's the word. Your benefactor, Go Pack Joe, said you're understandably biased in this thing because you co-starred with an SNL alum in a major motion picture. Go, go, Ghostbusters!
Love you, Go Pack Joe. Thank you for everything, benefactor.
I don't know what that was supposed to... Well, I think E-Rock fucking really wrapped this thing up by saying that Joe's a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
And should be on a fucking garbage truck.
E-Rock said that? Is that a garbage pile running board over there? An arm sticking out of a fucking dumpster?
Seems that way.
It's because you're number boy. That's why.
Number boy, safety little number boy.
I think my cast
He
is the best
counts like a Jew.
Wait, what?
Don't they
cast.
count
They're very
like
good at
things?
counting.
Yeah, they're very good at accounting, right?
Yeah.
I meant that as in a positive way.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
You know?
He's good at counting.
Yeah.
Like, Jew. Good, positive.
Like a good Jew.
I would see the way Opie says Joe on the show is J. J. I was just watching the Stengels just. They're just cringing. Danny in Chi-Town. Danny, what's up, buddy?
Ronnie and Gail, what's going on?
Hey, what's happening?
What's up?
Hey, there's some feature players here, too. Say hi to them.
Hey, hello, feature players.
Yeah, featuring over
Stanley,
here.
How are you? It's funny. It's so funny. The Chicago Cubs are coming to New York, and you would think the Pope was in town, the way the media coverage is. They're going to come to New York, and they're going to choke. You know, it's disgusting, Ron, what's going on in this town. Everybody's a Cubs fan now. It's sad. I'm not. I'm a Sox fan. But you know what? I'd like to see Chicago win, but they're not.
If Chicago wins, you're going to have the party of parties. I mean, I want to see this happen in the same way I want to see a meteor hit the earth and destroy everything. Is I want to be here when it goes down, you know?
But that's what, I mean, most people want that, right?
Oh,
I mean,
everybody wants
yeah.
it. Everybody would love to
Ron,
be alive while the Cubs win.
If you look at Vegas odds, they're picking the Cubs to win the World Series. That, my friend, is scary.
But you know who this is based on, right? It's Joe Madden. That's who they're all in love with. And I saw him on the show the other night on the Pardon the Interruption, and he just seemed as chill as could fucking be. He's having
zen.
a good time with it. Yeah, he's like a regular fucking Joe Madden. He's just, and I'm like, oh, I actually went like this. Oh fuck, maybe they could win this. You know?
Yeah, I hear you.
Now, as a White Sox fan, it's always hard for you to live in Chicago anyway, right?
Listen, it's terrible. Every year they just get, I don't know, they're you know, at the beginning of the season there's hope, and then, you know, come All-Star break, they're like 30 games behind. I mean, it's hilarious. But I'm still a Sox fan, you know? There's
3 fucking cities in America, maybe 4, that if you go in any bar, there's the baseball game on. And if you're walking the streets, you can see the baseball game coming from out of everywhere. Boston is that way. New York is that way. And Chicago is that way. But it's never the White Sox. Just the way it's never the Mets in fucking New York. There's a Yankees game on.
Slighted.
It's like we're the armpit team. The Mets and the Sox are like the armpits, you know?
Yes, if the Sox would have moved, nobody would care.
Well, they were. They were going to move to Sarasota, and no one cared.
Yeah, well, the name is St. Pete, but it's fine that you said Sarasota. Well, I know this is going to be a brutal time for you, with everybody happy but you.
No, you know what? I'm happy for the city. I'm not a hater. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's good. It's good camaraderie. You know, but I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. You know, I'd like to see them do it just because statistically the odds are against them because they're the Cubs. But
Yeah, that's not statistics, what you're saying. You're talking about, literally talking about a jinx. This is fucking grown people acting like a jinx, and they're killing goats, and all that shit is made up. The thing is, can this fucking team be the first Chicago Cubs team to win a World Series in 107 years? Now, if you don't want to, now, let me tell you something. I'm a Phils guy. I mean, right now I want the Cubs to fucking win. I think it's a lovely story. But if they were playing the Phils like they're playing your Mets, I want the Phils to fucking annihilate them.
Yeah.
I want to see those people crying in the streets. Look, I would never fucking cross the street for that. But now that I don't have a fucking dog in the fight, I'm like, hey, this would be nice to see. It would be sweet.
You know, I want Chicago to burn in a negative sense. You know, I want them to just freak out. I want them to run through this Mets fucking buzzsaw.
Chicago does burn every fucking week. That's the problem. Now, I want to announce something. You know, Molly's Cupcakes in Chicago, after all these years, #1 seller is still the Ron Bennington. I am inviting all the Chicago Cubs, no plus ones, just the Chicago Cubs, to come in for what we call a mini And then if they like to buy their own beverage, they're more than likely, they're more than happy to. But each of the Chicago Cubs will get a mini cupcake.
Of a Ron Bennington?
No plus ones. I mean, I want everybody actually wearing a uniform. I don't want to do a Ron Bennington. What I'd like to do is just like a lemon, a plain lemon.
Okay. Well,
No
Mets
icing.
players, when they're in town, be able to get this.
It's called a muffin.
No.
All right.
Yeah. If they would like, but I mean, I would love to give away the hot teas, but we got to pay for them. You know what? Some of you guys, particularly the Island guys, bring your own beverages. I'm going to overlook it this time. But I would love to invite the team there. By the way, when I say team, I mean player members of the team. Nobody on injured reserve, and obviously none of the dugout staff.
Active roster is what we're talking.
Coaches are not. You know what I mean? I mean, I'll buy Joe Madden one, but I'm not getting one for a fucking third base coach.
That's a joke.
Yeah. And stay, and we take everyone's picture in front of the place, and then I'm going to do a short commercial where the Cubs all yell, "The reason we win is because of Molly's." Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of production.
There's two winners, Molly's Cupcakes and even the Cubs. Maybe even if we don't win, don't blame Molly's. They've got the Ron Bennington Cupcake. Still number one after all these years. Something like that.
Yeah. Like get the scripts to these guys.
Yeah. And I'd also like to get Sweetness's widow there. And just to have her say, if my husband was still alive, I bet he'd enjoy the Ron Bennington Cupcake at Molly's. And then that'll immediately be taken out of her hands and resold.
Good, yeah, because,
Well, she's not a player.
Yeah, Sweetness is.
If he was, yeah.
Could we temporarily change the name to Cupcake?
I like that. Nice. Might even put out a Cupcake for the next couple weeks. Get Mike on that. See if he wants to make cupcakes. And don't make it look like a bandwagon thing. Just say, as we've announced many years ago, we are finally putting out the cupcake.
The 15th year in a row, the cupcake.
And it's made out of actual bear. Like a bear that you put in the blender. You chew it up, people have it. And then we say, if you don't eat this, the Cubs will lose. We jack the fucking prices up like never before.
Is it savory then?
You know what I'd like to do? No. Oh, God, no. I wouldn't eat it. Because you could get a claw in your mouth. But what I would like to do one day is we do a Periscope out of Molly's because those girls start dancing for no reason in a cupcake place. And some of it is, pretty suggestive.
Oh, like twerking?
And it's a family place.
Really?
Yes, it's very...
I heard it's like The Grind, the old MTV show.
Oh, I loved The Grind.
That you remember Eric from The Grind.
I loved The Grind.
Wait a minute, you look like Eric who let himself go. Remember, what did he come from? Eric from The Grind. He came from. Did he come from their little biography show where they all lived in the house? Real World?
Oh yeah.
Was he a Real World?
Actually, he might have been a Road Rulers.
Oh, that's shocking.
Well, no. Wait, maybe he was first season Real World.
First season Real World.
Yeah.
Real World New York.
He was one who didn't seem to go out much. Like everybody else was going out to clubs.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
A lot of those people in that first season didn't even sleep in the house. They're like, this shit's dumb.
This will never take off.
And Eric was there every minute. This is what, your Periscope show is like.
Yeah.
First season.
It's nice.
Janice is in Chicago. I might need her to come over and help make sure that each of those Cubs players is actually active roster. Janice, how are you, honey?
Very good. How are you guys? I wouldn't want to wish ill on Chris. What if he ended up getting his hat glued to his head? It would
super glued if the Mets win it all. Do you agree to that, Chris?
Does super glue ever come off?
Oh, eventually, yeah.
It just takes some time.
Oh, that sounds good then.
That's how they're keeping the pyramids together. Super glue.
Oh, no.
The other day when you were playing the Elia tape.
Oh, yeah.
The funniest part to me is when you hear the vacuum kick in.
That's funny. We got to get out of here, Lee. So, is everybody going Cub crazy, Janice?
Oh, yeah, and it's so funny. We are a cow town.
Yeah.
They were following the buses to the airport in the helicopter.
course you were.
There they go. Off
This
to
matters to all of us here in Chicago. Everybody is just, I can't imagine the excitement level in this. Because here's the thing about Chicago. Oddly enough, as bad as they've been for 107 years, they've always filled that stadium. And those people would burn the fucking city down if they tried to get a new, better stadium. They want to be there in that piss-smelling old joint.
I like the old joints. The new Yankee Stadium isn't as fun.
If the oh, by the way, this was the best thing last night, because remember I told you I was in a text rant with him.
Yes.
But remember when the last thing, everybody in Dodger Stadium was standing up except for one person, and I'm texting it to Chris, and you didn't even know that he was there.
Didn't even realize.
I go, everyone is standing up but Larry King, and Larry King is sitting behind the home plate. And everybody's going nuts, but him. He's just looking like Larry King.
It was so fucking funny. As soon as you texted me that, it was like a close-up of the batter going to the back, but like, holy shit, that is fucking Larry King. That's all I could look at the entire for the rest of the fucking game.
Then during the last batter, you see Larry just stand up and start to slowly put on his jacket. And the whole thing wasn't excitement, but I better get this jacket on because everybody's going to want to leave.
Make good time.
I hope we stop for deli on the way home.
You know you will, Larry.
Curiosity, that's the trait I bring. Curiosity. So, what is a surfboard? Could you surf on anything besides water? No, Larry.
Lava?
Have you tried it? Nipsey Russell said something that was very interesting back in 1954. So who are going to be the Cubs? I mean, Bill Murray's got to come home for this, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, there's no way he's not going to be there.
Bill Murray's got to be there. Unfortunately, Jim Belushi will be a big part of this.
Gotta jump on.
Yeah, got to jump on. John would love this.
It's been so fun too. They had the whole ground crew once singing the 7th inning stretch.
Oh wow, who will they come back to sing? I hope they bring Styx out to sing. And they do. It's the original Styx all back together.
Oh my God!
And then out of nowhere, in the middle of the national anthem, he just goes this, "Lady, yeah, the song's really cheesy. It's opera for a modern day kid. You're mine." Has there ever been a woman in history that is happy when someone says, "And this is my lady"?
No, no one is happy with that. This is my very special lady.
If someone says to you, too, they're like, "Yeah, I'd love to have you stop over, and please bring your lady." And you go, "Now I changed my mind.
You're a creep."
Yeah, it sounds like some weird swapping thing.
My lady will be here as well. Oh, so everyone's a lady now.
What are we, in Old Britain? Is that where we're fucking going with this?
Although a milady is fine.
Milady?
And this is milady.
What was that song? Milady. Milady. It's fucking driving me crazy. Is that the 90s?
Come, my lady. Come, my lady. You're my butterfly.
Sugar, baby.
Let's break, and, this will give us a chance to launch Janice back out into the Chicagoland.
And also, can I tell you how much I love the GPS you did?
Oh, that's great.
It was fantastic.
You can still listen to that on demand as we're putting together the next one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about this one because the city we've picked, Scranton, Pennsylvania, does not have...
You don't have a lot right now.
Not a deep scene. I mean, yeah, there's people to go with, but not as deep.
And then you got to pick what era, and that's hard.
That is hard. So far, every act has an accordion. So, a little nervous. You're my lady. Talk to you in just a second. This is Bennington. It's Mets time of the year.
Hell yeah.
We've got a guest coming up, Aaron Berg, who's a very, very funny man. His book of American Etiquette book launch and stand-up show is coming to the Stand in New York City this Monday, October 19th, 8 p.m. he's a big Mets fan. Our own Vito, big Mets fan. And you were at McFadden's last night where they kept cutting to?
Yeah.
I kept laughing my ass off at that because how many parties have we thrown at that
too
joint?
many. It's
And by the way, there's no reason that McFadden should be picked out for any reason.
They could have gone to a bar in Queens.
They have one at Citi Field. That's why.
Oh, so it's...
Ooh.
Oh, he's got you there. You
what?
made a dick out of you.
You know what?
No, son. And then you wearing your Mets hat today.
Yeah,
You're a Mets fan.
my Mets won.
He texted me last night.
Yeah.
At about 8:57 p.m.
Yeah.
Saying it's over.
Yeah, commiserating with other Mets fans. Like, after DeGrom
How
puts up
many
two...
people were you texting with? Because I've heard from millions. And were you all fucking lit?
I was. Look, for Game 5, yeah, I'm gonna get a little banged up. You know?
Okay, I understand.
I was so happy when he texted me that. Because I was like, they're going to come back now.
Yeah.
He ruins everything.
That is true.
Go Mets!
That's
Vito,
you.
what was the night like? What were people at McFadden's like? Obnoxious Mets fan?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I mean, that's the second game I was at McFadden's for. The first game was the first game of the series at Citi Field because I bought fake tickets.
Did you?
And I had to watch the game from outside the stadium.
New York is where I'd rather stay. Fucking awful people.
It was so bad because I was like watching the game and it was when they won 14-7. And I couldn't even be happy for anybody in the stadium because they were all smiling and I could hear them cheering from the bar.
Yeah, but you were having a good time. No,
I was
look,
having a
you got
great time, but I was
story.
bitter.
Yeah.
Not a real Mets fan, that's what I say.
And I like the 7-line army that you have written there.
Yeah, I love the 7-line.
Why don't you do 7-line nation? That should be your fucking thing.
They sit
A
right field. They take up.
7-line nation, one man back. What's that picture of? Is that McFadden's?
That's McFadden's, yeah.
Yeah. And who's behind the bar, Vito? You know everybody there, right?
I can't.
How
Yeah,
come
I
we
know.
don't-
I know her.
How come? Where were you sitting that night?
I was everywhere.
Now, for the people around the country, why don't you announce who the most famous bartender to come out of McFadden's is?
Me.
All right, after you. How come when he was in here, he told us a million times Lady Gaga used to fucking be a bartender?
Where's your brain at?
Is it not true?
I found out it wasn't true. They just put it. They were like, they realized that she was in NYU at the same time.
Yeah.
So they just
assumed.
put up a picture of her with a tank top, and they said this is Lady Gaga's tank. They like retired it, and they hung it on the ceiling.
They're horrific people. They're horrific people.
And then when
Terrible.
when management changed, they took it down, and they were like, we can't do this anymore.
I don't know why management changed. What happened?
I don't know.
Isn't it? You always say it's a great place to get ecstasy?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was Coke, I think it was.
No.
Is it Coke?
No.
Heroin?
No.
Sherm?
What?
Is it a great age? Sherm, don't you ever dip your fucking cigarettes in that PCP?
You get wet?
Fucking Sherm.
Pinky.
You get wet?
Yeah.
Like,
Not Pinky.
No,
What are
Pinky.
you talking about,
I don't
dude?
know. I watched Lost.
Do you? Because you are lost right now.
I am.
I don't know
I'm
where
still
you-
drunk.
Oh, God, you're at work.
There's a fucking shoe in that tree. What happened here last night?
Yep, that's a shoe, all right.
You guys so excited about Fargo?
So much.
It's nice for me to see a show that everybody talks like Joey Jojo,
Yeah.
no matter who's there.
You must love that show.
Oh, yeah.
Must sound like people talking normal to you.
Yeah, I don't pick up the accent when I see it.
I want to do a thing where we do a wrestling match, Joey against Vito, and just see who wins.
Who do you think?
I think it's going to be Vito. I really do.
500 on Joe.
Okay, I'm taking Vito. I wasn't sure at
Oh,
first.
shit.
He has the size. I have the speed, though.
I don't know
You do
about
have
that.
the speed, and then you also told me that you got the presidential fitness patch.
That's true.
Back in high school that you could put on anytime you like.
7.9 shuffle time.
I hate when people walk by and they seem like they're important, but then I don't know them.
Yeah.
It's very fucking unsettling.
It was one of those girls was definitely important.
Yes, one of those girls was some sort of star in some field. But I shan't know now.
I'll look into it. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Ow.
Saw Valerie Bertinelli before.
When today?
Yeah, I actually ran into her.
How was she doing?
I don't know. When I say ran into her, I literally mean like I almost like knocked her over.
Oh no!
Like kind of like my first week. I don't know if you remember, Gina Gershon was coming on the show, and I almost fucking took her out.
Why are you in a hurry?
Huh?
You like a fucking pulling guard.
No, I was getting Waters that day, and then she
Roger
like
Waters or John Waters?
Please say John.
And she like came out of a door.
Yes, people do that.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't. People need turning signals.
What?
Fucking Funny or Die is periscoping every second. I'm gonna have to discontinue my following of them. That's it for you.
Hear them whistling over there.
It's a bit much.
Yeah.
FOD.
Who owns that company? Somebody big, right?
They might be own themselves.
Isn't it
Will
Adam
Ferrell's-
McKay?
Oh
Yeah. No, they own themselves. Thanks, fucker.
I thought it was a bigger
Yes.
company that owned them.
This house we own ourselves. Fuck. How longer have you smoked cigarettes? How longer of a smoker are you?
That question made a lot more sense inside my brain, but then it comes out
How
the mouth.
long a smoker have you been? That's what he said.
Fucking maroon. Seriously, you should be painted maroon. You're so dumb sometimes.
Top Periscope.
There he is.
There's you. It looks like you're dressed like Vito.
Vito's just like me.
Remember the year that you came dressed as fucking Chris, and Chris cried like a little bitch?
I was like, what are you doing? Why are you dressed like me?
Now
What's going on?
Crack the code on the perfect costume.
Yeah, there is the perfect Stanley smoking with Chris costume.
Maybe I'll be three
What's up?
faces of Chris.
That'd be fucking great. At least you guys are Mets fans together now. You got a lot in common.
That's what I like to say.
I'm so mad.
Why? Were you mad at the Mets one? They're
I'm mad that you were
about
in
to
a
beat the
Mets hat.
Cubs?
You're
DeGrom,
gonna taint
baby.
it.
DeGrom did it.
Actually, some guy came up to me and said some shit to me the day on my way to work.
Like what?
Some guy was like, bet you haven't been wearing that shirt all year.
You saw fuck you up right here in the middle of the
That's
street.
what I said.
Seven Line Army.
I said, I'll literally kill you.
That's a weird guy to pick a fight with, don't you think?
Well, some of these fucking New Yorkers, they don't give a shit. They're on a fucking death march anyway.
Yeah.
They're just like, who can kill me today and get this over with?
I'll do to you what I did to Gina Gershon.
You ought to Gershon his fucking ass. You know?
I should have just fucking truck him.
Yeah. What happened with your fucking pro sports dreams, Vito? Where did they go? Did you really think you had a shot at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In like my first 2 years of high school, I was like, I think I can play professional football. And then I was like, no, I don't think this is ever going to
Then
happen.
you're like, no, I'm not even good at high school football. I don't think I'm going to get better, am I? I should be dominating here.
This is downhill.
And then I was like, maybe I could be a pro wrestler. And then I was like, they travel too much. So that was out the window.
Yeah. Then you're like, why don't I just be a bartender at McFadden's?
Yeah.
It's fucking plenty. You know,
Make
what
some
else
money.
is there to worry about?
Dance on the bar.
Plus, you don't want to have to deal with the injuries.
No, I don't even like regular, like shitty little injuries.
What do you think is like the worst of these small injuries a human being can get? Just like a daily thing.
I can tell you right now, my personal would be a paper cut. I don't think there's nothing that disturbs me more than a paper cut.
I just got one.
It's the worst.
Now, I'm going to come up with one I think beats it. And I think it's actually a dangerous one. I think you could die from it, and that's a stub toe. I don't know. I think you could be shot, and it wouldn't hurt as much as when you stub a toe. And no one says, oh my God, you stubbed a toe. I feel for you. I mean, your fucking sneaker could fill up with blood, and people still think it's a minor injury.
It definitely shoots up your whole body when it happens. But I will tell you, a paper cut, it lasts for days and you're uncomfortable. It's usually on the hands, so you can't touch anything.
Your problem is that you're an orange juice drinker too. And that is like fire to a paper cut.
I got to stay away from the citrus. I'm badly injured.
We live in a paperless world, so paper comes up a lot less, so I'm not going to agree with that.
Ooh, have you ever had a paper cut, but from like either a very thick paper or like a cardboard? So it's like an even deeper, thicker paper cut, and you get it right on the web of your finger, or like, it's the worst. Like I
Here's the
have
thing.
chills right now.
I worked in a warehouse as a material handler, and we would have constant cardboard cuts all the time because if we put on gloves, the older guys insinuated that we had sex with other boys. So we took our cardboard cuts so no one would believe that after work we had sex with other boys. So you're saying you've got something worse.
I'm going to say Charlie horses. Like when your
interesting thing.
When your calf cramps up and you're like, my life is over. Like, this is it.
My mom was always sure that that's how I would die, swimming. And I can tell you now, I've never had a Charlie horse in the pool, river, anywhere.
I've only had one in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
It's like you wake up in the middle of the night.
That's like a tension thing that happened to your body?
Those are the worst. When you're just sleeping and all of a sudden you wake up and you're screaming. And
you're like a puss, though, aren't you?
I can't deal with those. I'm like trying to stretch out my leg and then my toe cramps up.
Ouch, I really just hate it.
My whole body just...
I think a toothache is the worst. Like
I don't consider a toothache minor.
I
think
call it medium at least.
No, I think it's dead serious.
it's horrible.
Because you will stop everything. Like the world, like a toothache or an earache, you cannot have another thought. You know?
That's because a toothache seems to lead straight to the brain. Like a toothache and a headache go hand in hand.
But here's the thing: if you have a toothache, you've already let that tooth go so far.
Yeah.
That
it's over,
it's like,
man.
that means root canal.
Yeah.
If you let it go to toothache. Like, you've already known that you had a cavity and did nothing.
You've been eating around it, basically, for years. They're like, oh, God, now it hurts when I'm not eating. This is bad.
Here's Big Red. Big Red in Arkansas.
Hey, Bennington.
Yeah. What's up?
The worst one's got to be a burned or cut on the roof of the mouth. It's unbelievable.
I will tell a story. Me and my friends used to stop in this place in Chester called Vesuvio's to order late night pizza before we went home from drinking. And you're still at the age where you're like, how many slices are there? There's 3 of us here. Right. So everyone at the table would try to eat as fast as possible to maybe catch one of the extra slices. Because at no point did it ever concern us, let's split a slice. And there had been mornings that I would wake up and be blister mouthed from eating steaming, hot, drunken pizza that apparently didn't bother me too much the night before.
It was delicious the night before. It was amazing.
So then I immediately said, I need an ice cream.
Like looking into the mirror, like, is the roof of my mouth bleeding? Oh God, it's so red.
Here's Jeff. Jeff, what's up in California?
Hey guys, worst injury, minor. I'd say ingrown toenail.
I don't even think of it as that minor. I'm going to put that up there with the toothache.
You do a little self-surgery on it, you think you're fine, and then you might get stepped on.
No.
Later down the road.
That seems major to me.
You do that kind of stuff, and really you can end up losing a toe. It already means that you haven't taken care of your toe jam for many, many years.
Yeah, it's like infection time. It's bad.
Ed, North Carolina.
Ronnie B., nothing trumps the minor injury of the good old-fashioned shin bust.
The shin?
Yeah, you bust your shin, you get kicked in the shin, or you bang it.
There's nothing really to protect. No meat on the shin.
Evolution fucked that up.
Yeah. And shin pain is right up there with a pop to the nuts. I mean, it's a place where you're at your most vulnerable. And again, if we looked over and Chris hurt his shin, we would laugh. We would
laugh.
Of course.
Yeah. But when it happens to you, it could drop you. I have actually shed a tear over a whack to the shin.
Yeah, it's a terrible feeling. Because it's straight bone.
Yeah.
It's exposed bone.
It seems worse than bone.
Fat?
It's like one giant nerve. It's like bone.
In a perfect world, we would have shin fat to protect that. Or maybe a nice hard shin muscle.
Yes.
That's what my girlfriend attacks.
What's that, your shins?
My shin.
Why?
When she wants to instead of a slap to the head or something, she'll fucking kick me in the shin.
Do you finally start
sounds abusive.
Get a little smarter?
No, it doesn't work. I just keep saying stupid shit, and I keep getting kicked in the shins.
This is sad.
We're called Child Protective Services.
Here is Mike. Mike, what's up?
Yeah, I think the worst thing to have on a day-to-day basis is monkey butt.
Now, what do you mean by monkey butt?
You know, a raw bunghole.
What?
Raw bunghole, maybe from walking around.
A raw bunghole.
Oh, an asshole.
So you call that a monkey butt?
Yeah, it's monkey butt.
Okay.
Why is it raw? From walking?
I think he means when
I
you
don't
get
think
a
I've
good wipe.
experienced this thing.
I don't think he's wiping properly.
I think he needs
Sir.
you need to get wet naps.
Yeah, he's blaming it on everything else, but I would recommend a shower right after a dump. Because it seems like you really haven't pulled this together yet.
Are you homeless?
Chris, that's just cruel.
I'm just saying.
All right, I'm going to give you a small one that would happen to you more as a kid because you wouldn't pick out your clothes properly, but when you put on tight shoes and you get that heel.
Oh, God,
that the hurts. Back of the heel?
And I think it happens to kids more because they outgrow their shoes.
Yeah.
And they don't wear their Sunday shoes that much. And then you get that heel thing that just rubbed it down.
You'll get it from a tight high heel as well.
I consider those the minor inconveniences, not some of these people that are bringing up the major stuff.
Yeah.
Gunshot. No.
The kind of thing that everyone else would go, oh, that sucks. And you're like, no, I'm in a lot of pain.
No, you don't understand. My heel is really hurting.
The blister?
The blister itself, yes. Yeah. The blister is not a good thing. Here is Ray in Georgia.
I like to say that the worst one I did, or worst minor injury, is hitting your funny bone. And it feels like someone's trying to rip the end of your arm off.
It is something that happens to children more, I guess, because we're not running around elbows flying as much as an adult. But if you catch that elbow right on something, and it's got the shooting pain, and again, since it's a funny bone, somebody has tied it in with amusement. It doesn't belong there. It's not funny. Here's Murray in Tallahassee.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is another one along with Gail for a minor injury that can drop you is a mind freeze or brain freeze.
Well, the brain freeze, there will be, because even though you'll have an ice cream or a cold drink in your hand, you will still think stroke or brain explosion.
Definitely. It feels like it could explode.
Yeah.
Once I found out the cure to the brain freeze, it's been a life changer for me.
Explain the cure.
So what you've done is frozen the soft palate in the back of the roof of your mouth.
It's called a throat clit. Go on.
So if you take your tongue, which is still warm because it has blood in it, and you press it against the roof of your mouth all the way to the back.
Sounds like you could swallow your tongue, though.
No, you don't flip it back. You just...
Oh, I think I started to do that as I tried
Don't flip it back. Just raise it up.
Do it again.
Stop doing it.
Yeah. Now,
it's going to warm up the roof of your mouth.
But let me ask you this, because I find this to be embarrassing. How quickly do you restart your ice cream after a brain freeze?
Oh, immediately.
I'm still going.
It hurts. I can't stop.
I never stopped.
There is no one in this room right now that has any kind of impulse control. We all get into it immediately.
Pain stop. Eat more.
Yeah. Here's Ron in Ohio.
Hello. Thanks for taking my call.
It's my job.
How about like when you leave a cupboard door open and you bend over, or you stand up and you hit your head on it?
Man, anytime that you smash your head like that, it feels like the end times.
Feels like a concussion.
And you don't even have to do it that hard if you catch the corner of it.
Yeah, I don't consider that one a minor one either. You know, that's like a shot to the head.
Yeah, and you can draw blood.
I remember, I remember one that this is fucking terrible. So I'm working in a carnival, and we literally had like an 18, 20-hour day from the morning to night because we were doing this one big festival. So everybody that was kind of working there, and I'm working at a big bingo tent, we'd all run off on our own, blah, blah, blah. So, at any time you got a lunch break, you were on your own, anything else. Because we needed everyone. It was just happening all the time. So I'm heading out through the back of the tent. And what I didn't know is during the day, they were worried about things being stole. So he puts the semi-truck right up to protect the back of the tent. So no one can So as I'm opening up to step through, I go right into a fucking truck. And I literally went down. And as I'm kind of fighting in between being knocked out, I'm like, no one's even going to look for me. You know what I mean? Like, it occurred to me that until the next break is when they would find my bled out body. But I didn't go unconscious. I just almost went unconscious. It came back like I felt like I was going down the well and coming back up, and I felt like Rocky at that point. And then if you hit your head at all, you really should go away. Like that woman, she was a star a couple years ago. She fell skiing, felt fine, went home, but when she didn't know, she had low blood leakage.
Liam Neeson's wife.
And by the time it got to her, like hours had gone by. If she would have went immediately, they would have operated. She would have been fine. So some of these are bigger than others. Todd in Detroit.
Afternoon, kids. As you grow older, the old ball bag stretches down a little bit, and your worst enemy becomes a wooden chair. You end up sitting on the guys, and it's not pleasant, especially if you go out to dinner and you're sliding into a booth.
Yeah.
I hear you, sister.
Here's the thing. Adjust yourself.
Constantly.
Reach down and pull them nuts up. You might even want to put on a jock before you go out. You know you're going to be in a wooden chair.
You know what's close to that? When you sit in a toilet where the water's too high. And you get that.
Seriously, you got to nut some 90-year-old man.
No. Sometimes you just get. Sirius is really high water.
I didn't know this was a thing. Is this a thing?
No, that's never happened.
You do. And you're lying. Because you.
Why don't you wrestle him, and then the winner wins?
I know everybody here has felt that little chilly water hit you in the balls.
This guy knows what I'm talking about.
Jesse.
Yes.
What's up?
I want to change mine. First of all, an eyelash when it grows through your eyelid and it goes down right against your eye and you can't see, it feels like a rake.
Never had that problem in my life.
I know.
Okay. But I want to change mine so whenever you sit down on a broken toilet seat, you go to get up and it pinches your ass.
Oh, Jesus. Where do you guys shit?
Fuck.
Just the high water broken sheet.
He's right.
He's done that.
What is it, Chris? Just say it.
Oh, our guest, Mr. Aaron Berg, just signed in. He'll be up here shortly.
Who's taking care of him today?
Joey will take care of him.
Why don't we send Dan and then Joe will be on the thing? Do we need to break first, or we'll break while he's here?
No, we break while he's here.
Okay, we'll break while he's here. One of you guys work it out before. Do you want to go get him, Joe?
I'll go get him. I can
You're
get him.
literally not going to have anybody in that room now. Catching your knee on a trailer hitch was written to us. Chris Stanley's worst injury is jizz in his eye.
Hey, watch it.
Burns.
Max in Tampa.
Hey, cuz.
Why hasn't he moved then, Chris?
Well, go get him, Joe. Just go grab Aaron. Bring him back. Thank you.
You tell me something 5 minutes ago. You don't have a team that moves as one. Second time today. Yeah, go ahead, Max.
So when you burn your hand on an oven, it's happened to me babysitting. And I think, Ronnie, you told a story about you putting a baby in an oven.
Yeah, that happens. But I will say this, a burn, you wonder how anyone has ever handled a real burn. Because a small burn is impossibly difficult to deal with. So what do people do who've actually been burned somewhere?
I can't imagine. I burned myself. I was making cupcakes, and I used a dish towel instead of a oven mitt, and the dish towel had moved off of my thumb.
Stop it.
And I grabbed it, and it was like I couldn't pull it off. It's like my thumb melted into the metal.
Oh, God.
And this happened maybe like 2 years ago, I would say. And as it happened, I ran to the bathroom with just cold water on my finger. And I started to cry like a little kid cried. Like it had been so long.
Then you cried from pain?
I messed up. It's bad. I don't. Like I was crying like a little baby.
Now this gets to me when I hear something that awful and I relate to the pain, the bottom of my feet hurt. Like I will, if I see someone get hurt, the bottom of my feet will hurt.
There's fucking shivers going through the body. Like I feel like
I get it in the thighs.
Ugh.
My thighs just burning.
Just terrible. That can be. And then I remember once when I was a kid, I did this thing where I went to turn on a light bulb in my house, I'm like, what is the light bulb unscrewed? Because I'm in a dark room. So I went up to check on the light bulb and put my finger in the thing. And got the like
everything's fuzzy.
Yeah, like a Bugs Bunny. And it like really, I don't know how it travels. Electricity travels through your body like that.
It's like everywhere at once,
It's
dude.
like being stun gunned.
Yeah.
That's what a stun gun feels like.
I've electrocuted myself only once, and it was on a phone charger. Like the half of it broke off.
Ugh.
It was horrible.
Aaron Berg's coming in studio. Aaron Berg's American Etiquette book launch and stand-up show with Big J. Okerson, Chris DiStefano, and Monroe Martin is happening at the Stand Comedy Club in New York City this Monday, October 19th at 8 p.m. Go to thestandnyc.com for more information. And American Etiquette Failing Upwardly in a Fox News Nation is available in stores now and online.
Aaron Berg has brought us gifts, which is so nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it creatine? What have you brought in?
Chewable B12 and vitamin C.
Yeah.
I brought you signed copies of my books because I didn't know if you had them.
That is lovely.
And it's like a whole swag bag. And then but it's all self-promotion. That's horrible.
Well, it's good. You're doing this this big show to promote the book, and you've got the king, I guess, of last night's big game show at midnight. Big J. Okerson is going to be there.
Yeah.
After he became the biggest winner, I think, in that midnight history.
I didn't watch the whole show. Did
Oh,
he really?
he won it all.
Yep.
I think they gave him either a truck. Was it a truck?
It was a
He
Ford.
gets to choose between a truck and a boat.
Or does he just get like 30 more Twitter followers? Your hashtags were brilliant. We'll never come watch your stand-up. We don't leave the house.
Well, I'll tell you, the Bonfire show was so quick on that show last night, and their answers were long. So somehow each of them can put 3 or 4 puns together as they answer each question.
I didn't know they were so punny.
No.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I didn't know that either.
I've had them on the show and never remembered a single pun.
No wordplay.
That's what a 6-hour flight to L.A. does with Okerson on it. His mind starts wandering, and then he gets, the next level puns.
Well, congratulations on the book being out.
Thank you. Very
And
excited.
have you heard from Fox News yet?
No, Fox News is not responding to any of
That's
my...
weird. I
Yeah.
thought that they would love to talk to you.
I think that they take it as a dig because the title is Failing Upwardly in a Fox News Nation. I don't think that they realized the grandiose nature that America's become a Fox News Nation. I think they think it's a slam against it. I mean, I
Right.
gave a copy to Nick DiPaolo and he thought the same thing. He's like, what do you got against Fox News? And I
He
was like,
loves them.
It's satire. Yeah. I mean, that's where Nick gets most of his work is from conservatives.
But here's the thing, Fox News, I think they're going through a growing pain type thing because they don't even know where to put Trump. They don't know what to do. It's almost like they're too far in the middle of the right wing now. You know what I mean? It's a tough time for them.
They're very confused, I think, because of the race. I think that a lot of Republicans would actually want to support Bernie Sanders on some levels.
Is that right?
I think so. I mean, I thought my beliefs were incredibly Republican, and then I saw Bernie Sanders, and I was like, I think that this would be better for the country.
Right.
But you don't know if it's going to take.
Yeah, you don't know if you could get it pushed through. That's the problem. And we're going to see that no matter who's the president, because I think Bush would tell you the same thing, and Obama would tell you the same thing. Boy, you don't get to do a lot of the shit that you want it to do because we have so many checks and balances.
Yeah, Congress gets in the way of a lot of stuff.
Everything. And like when you vote for a mayor of a city, they can change things in that city. Americans say, I'm doing something, I'm firing all the teachers. Everybody will yell, no, you can't fire the teachers. I'll do it anyway. But a president can never make a move like that.
Yeah. But Obama started issuing vetoes like crazy. I mean,
yeah, you can stop other people from doing stuff.
Yeah.
That's true. And that's what we do. We're all good at being able to stop each other from doing what we want to do. But for anybody else to just say, you know what, I'm going to get rid of Atlantic City, and then, you can't do that. And I think we'd be happier if the president could make those kind of moves, if we just let the guy, because it's the only election we care about.
Yeah.
We don't give a shit about the other stuff.
And everyone votes like as though that's a possibility. Everybody votes as if whatever their extreme politics are, their big ideas, the idea is they'll do those things.
Right. Not that they won't do them.
And end up just being another kind of moderate, a little bit
Yeah, a little
left,
bit to
a
the
little-
right or left, but really just getting stuff done for large corporations.
Yeah.
You know? And what's kind of cool about the new right is they also, like the Tea Party people, they're not even crazy about large corporations. You know? They're just off into their own. I don't know how far they go out with it, but I remember when I was a kid, the radicals were on the left. And now the radicals are on the right. You know, the people who were like, hey, we ought to get rid of this fucking country. That used to be the left, you know, that was like Abby Hoffman. And now it's way to the right. The right is like, hey, I don't even know if we want a country anymore. I'm like, fuck, that's interesting. That's a cool attitude.
I think that Republicans want to go back in time, whereas, liberals want to move forward. It's more progressive, I feel. I feel like Republicans are like, no, we got to get back to when it was good, like in the 80s, like how Reagan wanted.
Yeah.
And that's what it really feels like. And I think if you're an older white man, you probably agree with that.
Yeah, everybody wants things to be like, I want music to be the way it used to be, but no one will listen to
everything. I mean, when we look back at our time, everything seemed better back then, but it wasn't. I mean, I have a great life. I can't complain about it. I'm very happy living in this country the way that it is.
Yeah, but nostalgia is, and it's such it shakes you to your fucking core because it feels, we cannot trust our memories anyway.
Yeah.
Period. The memory, any person's memory can't be trusted. I think that's why a good lawyer can get anything thrown out of court because you can't trust a human being's memory. But I try to point out to young people all the time, blacks used to sing, and I'm telling you, it was unfucking believable. I don't know why you guys started talking, because this isn't a racial thing, but you guys used to be amazing, and now I don't get you at all.
Play a little Swanee back there.
Yeah. Anything. Just not to rhyme and yell about shit that you own.
Yeah.
Doesn't fucking impress me at all. But, so who do you think, your guy who follows us, who do you think's got the best shot to become president?
Well, I think realistically, I would have to divide. I would say Trump on the right, and I would say Sanders on the left.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think Ben Carson's a viable option. I think Hillary Clinton's a robot that I wouldn't trust with my penis. She looks horrific. I mean, you watch her in the debate, she's just so full of phoniness. There's something there.
Well, she's a lifetime of doing the political thing.
Yeah.
Just a lifetime of it.
She certainly comes off more well-trained than Sanders does. And that'll hurt him to certain types of people. They'll be like, oh, he doesn't, say a sentence the way she does. It's robotic, but it's been trained to do it,
Yeah. See, the thing about Reagan that people liked is that the other side could vote for him. The other sides could say, you know what? I am liberal, but I do like Ronald Reagan. He seems like a nice person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think he's going to fucking take this thing. So he was able to cross over. I don't think we've had anyone cross either side since then. He was the last person that took New Jersey or whatever,
Yeah. But Trump wavers between being a Democrat and a Republican in terms of the actual definition.
100%. That's his biggest problem in these primaries.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't give a fuck about abortion or fucking gay marriage.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know he doesn't.
Yeah.
And he has to say. That's the only time that he's really lying. Well, he'll say stuff like, yes, and the life of the fetus is important. And you're like, I don't think you give a shit.
Sounds like you never thought about this.
I'm sure you paid for some abortions.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he isn't Charlie Sheen. You know what I mean? He's exciting, but I don't know where this thing ends up.
Yeah.
With him.
I think if you surround him with the right people, it's a possibility. But other than that, it would be total bedlam. It'd be, we'd live in a Rambo state. It'd be phenomenal.
It's worth watching.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said this a couple of times. I don't want to miss the third act. You got to see what happens when he gets in. And it's at least going to be hysterical, or you're going to be angrier than you've ever been, but you'll be involved. Everyone thinks, we should just elect someone and then not be involved at all. It's just the opposite. I think if Obama's people that elected him stayed with him and fought with him, and I mean the 90 million or whatever it takes, I think life would be different. But we just elect the person and say, all right, you're on your own, dude. Go make it happen.
But nothing puts fire on the other side than having somebody you don't want in
It's
the White House.
Fun.
Yeah,
It's fun when you hate the president.
It felt like the left was way stronger when Bush was in the White House versus Obama. I feel like the left gets kind of tired. Like,
and speaking of Fox News, it's the worst thing when your guy gets elected. Then you're defending instead of attacking. You can say anything you want.
Yeah.
But to act like, oh, I know what Bush was doing with that. Fox News gets very dull when their guy wins. They need the other side.
Sean Hannity's got consistently, like, he's memorized his talking point statistics to a point where he's like, this is what unemployment is now. This is how many people are on food stamps. I mean, they're all usually black statistics, but he's memorized it. He masturbates in the mirror to them. Sorry, it's too far. I got sex on the brain today. That's what it's become now. He knows everything about that president and everything that he thinks is wrong with that president. So if Trump got in, I don't know what he would do. Be a love fest.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't think Fox likes Trump. I do not think that he fits into it. Because I'm going to tell you this for Fox News. And if I had somebody back me up, I think that we could, because this is real old school radio stuff. If there's a big hit radio station in town, right, then that's the place that you attack. Everybody thinks that the way to beat in the ratings Fox News is to go liberal. I would start a place that was even further right. I would have Anthony Cumia on there every single morning.
I think One America is trying to do that. Have you seen?
No, I haven't seen them, but But are they getting on TV?
They brought Sarah Palin in to do a show, and it's like I used to do. This guy Rick Amato had a show on there a lot, and I would do stuff on there. They're really right. They want to go head to head, and they want to surpass Fox. I don't know if they're going to have the viewership to do it. Obviously, but.
It's the smart thing, because even if you take a chunk of that. You know what I mean? It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money if you just got a piece of what Fox News has.
Yeah.
And we know enough crazy right-wing people that we could fucking line it up and make it funny and entertaining for fucking 12 hours a day.
Yeah. Most of Florida?
Hey, Florida would be with us in a big way. And I don't know what they got. I mean, I don't know how they see themselves. They're all like, I don't want anybody to take my taxes. They're like, you're not even fucking working, dude. You're still in cut-off shorts.
You're high.
Like it was 78.
We use jelly beans as money in here.
Yeah. How did Florida become our craziest state? They really did. They surpassed everyone.
Yeah. But don't you love to vacation there?
Well, I used to live there. Gail was born there.
Really?
And, I had a big fucking radio show down there. And that was all of our fans. Like, we would come out and do shit. And it would be those fucking, and meeting my listeners, the amount of missing fingers. And I'm not even fucking making this every
From what? Cigarettes or wood chipper accidents?
They did, whether it was gator bites, but the lack of digits with my fans was shocking.
Yeah.
We would just be like, meeting everybody and then into the back, and we're just prelling up. We're like, there was so much dry skin and missing digits. And
where in Florida?
This was normally we were in Tampa, but it was always like when you got off the coast.
Yeah.
When you get off the coast, it gets real fucking spooky. And it's great. You're alive like the guys who went to Vietnam were alive, You're just up in it, man.
Everywhere else, it's like, the more south you get, it's like this. But in Florida, it's the more like inside you get.
Yeah,
and more and the accents come out.
Yeah,
you don't hear a southern accent that strong on the coast, but it gets very deep.
Yeah, and you can be 8 miles back from South Beach. You can be in the middle of the most sophisticated clubs and everything, and you go 8 miles inland, you just see people dumping bodies. And you're like, just act like we didn't see. Just act like we don't know. It's our own justice.
Yeah.
They're fucking great.
Tampa's like probably the most liberal down there, isn't it? Like the most artistically inclined Miami's got its share of stuff, but I heard Tampa's acceptable.
Tampa's a nice suburb. You never get the city feel at all. And those are just nice. Here's what happened. The New Yorkers tend to go down 95 and stay on the east, and then a lot of Chicago and Midwest people will come in and stay in Tampa. And they're pleasant people. They're nice people. But they're not going to go another 8 miles in. They're going to know what's going to fucking happen to them if they take their family into that area. And that'll make me love Florida. You know what I mean? That'll make me know no one will ever conquer the United States because you can't hold those people.
Yeah. I'm going down next week, like in a week and a half, like just to vacation and take a week away from everything. But where we stay, it's like infiltrated by French Canadians.
Is that right?
Yeah. They're everywhere. They take over the golf course. They swarm it. They're like French Canadian cockroaches that just come out and take the place over from November to March.
Well, they have to. You know what I mean? Because you hit a certain age, you can't stay in Canada anymore.
You'll die.
But even all the little kids who go up there, they all know Florida because their parents will promise them, like, we know we live in Canada, but I promise you, you will go at once a year. We'll go away, and you'll be in the sun for a week.
Yeah,
and that's what they live for that fucking moment. Yeah.
But do you see how American Toronto's getting? Like when I watched that Blue Jays game the other day and you saw that vitriol, like them throwing beer cans on the field and there was a baby at the game and the baby got hit and I was like, Toronto's the next Baltimore.
Yeah. The baby got hit with a bottle and that Canadian bragging about how nice they are because they will tell you, we're the nicest people. We're the most polite people. I'm like, I've been to a fucking hockey game, dude. I know what you guys are like. You guys are fucking badasses.
They're changing. I went to a Mets game. I went to the Mets game the other night, the first home game of the division series, and everybody was jovial. I mean, we were winning, and everybody was yelling stuff about Utley, but other than that, there was people drunk, but it was a friendly atmosphere. Toronto, you don't know when you're going to get stabbed at a baseball game.
They just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, because you think they're nice, and then you just get shivved.
Well, that was the funny thing of when Utley went up to bat last night, and the place just fucking exploded.
Yeah, great.
We're like, all you nice LA people, you're like, you got them. But that game was so much fun last night.
I watched every pitch like a child. I had my orange towel on. I had my Mets hat on. My girlfriend doesn't understand. She's just looking at me puzzled. She didn't know what was wrong with me. And
well, if you're not a baseball fan, you don't understand the tension that sport has. It has tension like you don't get in basketball and football because stuff is happening for you to yell about.
Yeah.
But it's the in-between where your throat is closing and your feet are no longer on the floor. You're just screaming shit out.
Yeah. You cover your mouth a lot in baseball. Like you'll cover your mouth and almost like you don't pray necessarily, but you cover your mouth like you're
Dear
praying.
God, this is happening.
Yeah.
It's a game that matters. That's the thing. All year long, the game doesn't matter. Then you get to October and it matters so much. You can't believe it. And you expect your stars to bat 1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, last night.
Cespedes going down and you're just yelling at Cespedes, you're worthless.
You're fucking terrible. And this fucking Murphy kid, that was, you're watching a myth being born.
Amazing.
In front of you. You're like, if you're a little kid, like if you're 12 years old, you're remembering this when you're 50, that moment,
But Murphy wasn't all Murphy. It was a lot of Jesus if you listen to him afterwards.
I do think he's right about that because no man could have done that.
Yeah.
It was him and Jesus.
Took a third.
Yeah.
No way.
They, no. You're like, where is anyone? How is that wide open?
They weren't even on, like the camera was on the picture. Oh, and then, Murphy took third.
That was
What?
amazing.
How the fuck
That's
did
one of
that
the
happen?
coolest things I've ever seen.
The third base coach wasn't even paying attention. He was over kicking the bag and thinking about old girlfriends.
Yeah. Yes, Terry Collins. They go, was this plant like Murphy's planning that we'll wait for the shift and then we'll take that? Yeah. It was unheard of. It was a great thing.
It was phenomenal. And I don't have a dog in the fight. And I love that kind of baseball. I love that kind of drama.
Yeah.
And now against the Cubs, you talk about a city that's praying.
Yeah.
Praying.
Let me tell you this. I watched the Mets every game all season. If I missed one, I'd see, like, wherever I was, I'd watch in a bar. If I was doing shows, I'd poke my head in somewhere. So I watched all season. And before that, I was never a fan of a baseball team. And now I watch these guys and I'm like, I didn't think they were going to get out of LA. I didn't think that they were going to win last. I was hopeful and I was positive, but I didn't think they were going to get out of it. And now going into Chicago, I'm like, it's going to be an uphill battle, but they're two totally different baseball teams.
Yeah. Well, this is why this is a great sport. This time of year, anything can somebody can get hot now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Any fucking guy who batted, 240 could bet 400 in the next series. It happens in the sport.
Yeah.
You can get hot.
Well, Turner was batting like 500 or something.
I
He was
hated
ridiculous.
him.
He was like, what, 3 for 4 during that game last night before?
It's great, though.
He was 500 and change by
Yeah.
the end of the night. Yeah. And then Syndergaard took him down so easy. Can I say the best thing about baseball in America this time of year is that everybody has forgotten about racial tension?
Yeah.
No one's mentioned anything about it for the past month. And I was like, oh, this country's getting along great because of baseball.
All we need is to have something that holds our attention.
Yeah.
And to have people going, please, black man, hit the ball for me. Please.
Or
I
Dominican
love
man.
you.
Yeah.
Well, that's black, isn't it? And then the other
Dark,
day.
very dark.
Familia got granted amnesty last night after.
And Chris, you're now on the bandwagon for the Mets.
I've always been on this bandwagon.
Okay.
I love me
You've
some
never seemed
DeGrom.
like much of a Mets fan, and now you're crazy about them.
Oh, yeah, I can't get enough DeGrom. The Dark Knight, right?
Yeah.
He's amazing.
All right.
Syndergaard, yeah, he's great. He's Thor. That's what I like to call him. I made up
That hat just looks so crisp, though.
Why did you
So-
keep writing?
brand
Why are
new
they
hat.
keeping his asshole in? He literally wrote that to me.
You still got the price tag on that.
Yeah,
hat.
he does. Turn around the bill. Turn around the bill.
There
There it is
Yeah.
underneath.
It's just been in storage for a while.
Yeah.
That's all.
Why you be a plug king? You told me you did nice plugs, and we were all going to be happy with you.
Aaron Berg's in studio. Aaron Berg's American Etiquette book launch and stand-up show with Big J. Okerson, Chris Stefano, and Monroe Martin is happening at the Stand Comedy Club
What a
in New
nice
York
show.
City this Monday, October 19th at 8 p.m. Go to thestandnyc.com for more information. And American Etiquette, Failing Upwardly in a Fox News Nation is available in stores now and online.
Now, if you didn't have your team in, would you be pulling for the Cubs? Would you want to see Chicago finally get one?
No, I'd probably go. Look I'm from Toronto originally. I'd probably be rooting for the Blue Jays, but after that exhibit the other day, I don't like Toronto fans.
Did you get pissed off by the little throw when he chucked the bat after that dinger? Because it didn't bother me at all. I know some
No, he was
people-
entitled to.
Yeah.
It was kind of like
After that inning, them coming back, yeah, you should fucking throw in their face.
I hate hot dogging until it gets to this time of year. Then I can understand.
Yeah.
But if you're doing that in June, you're an asshole. Dude. You just fucking hit it. You know what I mean? There are times that there are places you don't drop the mic. So what?
Yeah.
You had a good set. But if you fucking kill on your HBO special, go ahead, drop the fucking mic at the end of it and walk off. I don't care. You have a right to it. And that's how I feel like October is. These guys are so fucking gacked up right now. You know?
Like, how, yeah, he must have been feeling crazy and hitting the home run, seeing it, because he crushed that fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, he knew that was a home run.
And it was right after that bullshit run the Rangers had gotten the inning before that got everyone to get so angry.
Yeah.
So this was just coming right back off that emotion.
There's something about, I want to see Toronto lose just to see if they got a riot in them. And it sounds bad, but I remember Vancouver rioted years ago. I want to see if Toronto's got a riot in them. I want to see them become fully Americanized as a city, because that's what they've been striving to do for the past 15 years, is become like an American city. I want to see them riot. Is that bad? I don't want people injured or hurt.
But here's the beauty.
I'd like a few garbage fires.
They could riot whether they win or lose. Yeah.
Either way.
Remember how crazy they got over basketball? They were like fucking insane in Toronto over basketball.
Do you know why it is? It's because Canadians feel lesser than, and they've always felt that way. So then when they get to a sport that is usually played on an American platform, they're like, oh, see, we're better than America. That's a whole country. It's not a whole city there. That's a whole country that's behind that team.
Well, that'll do it for you, though. A fucking shot like that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I mean, he's a monster.
He is.
Yeah. Hit the ball. That's his inner monologue.
He's just
good damn you ball. Stupid ball. I own a booster juice. He owns a booster juice. That's his. That's his. You go to the airport. I was in Ottawa, and he owns like a juicing place where he's like, get some ginseng inside you, and there's just a cutout of him standing there. That's his business. He runs. That's he started making money. Someone's like, you got to buy a juice place. That's what he has. Jose Bautista's booster juice.
Hey, Dave and BC, how are you?
It's actually Peter.
Okay, Peter.
Yeah, I was just calling about, you were talking about Trump and politics, and I know about Ted Nugent. He's this really far-right guy,
And have you guys heard anything about what they're saying about each other?
Oh, whether Trump likes Ted Nugent?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or vice versa?
actually, it never dawned on me. I always laugh at how serious anyone will take Ted Nugent. It's just Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
Why can't don't you expect every rock star to have extreme views?
It's just crazy shit he says on stage.
Yeah, I mean, I know he talks crazy, but who would be like, let's see what Nugent has to say about this.
I want all my rock stars to be batshit, you know? The fact that he has stopped concerts to shoot a fiery arrow into something and it tells me everything I need to know about him. Actually, he did my show in Florida years ago and came in and fucking, slams his gun on the table. And I'm like, dude, you don't fucking know what I used to do. So slamming the gun on the table is the way meetings used to start. It doesn't fucking scare me. You speak English. I'm already halfway to working this thing out. We're fucking fine. I know people like Ted Nugent, so I'm related to some people like Ted Nugent. Doesn't seem that crazy to me, I have fucking people in my family that just hunt constantly and hate all the same things Ted Nugent hates. He's not an elected official. What do I give a shit what he does? Stranglehold was fucking happy time for all of us. It's always funny to me that people that used to be one way politically now go the other way. That's always my favorite people.
Or like they'll go from an extreme to
extreme.
Right?
Yeah, it's like when you have a friend who was a dope addict and then he's born again.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, are you? Okay.
That happens a lot, though.
Yeah.
I watched Jesse Ventura the other night hinting around the fact that he may try and get a nomination for an independent party.
Well, there's that 1% of fucking vote that's going your way, Jesse. Yeah. But the thing about Jesse Ventura that got to me is the second that he got elected, he wrote a book and started fucking promoting the book. He didn't give a shit about anything but making some cash.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was your governor growing up, right? Minnesota?
Yeah.
What was that like having a wrestler?
It was a lot of pretty much what you think. Like, we thought of him, I guess, more as an entertainer than a politician the entire time. And then I guess, like, what would it be, your deputy governor or the equivalent of a vice president? That person was the one who really
was running stuff?
Yeah. Kept him from not looking too bad.
I liked that anything that he would say monsoon in the middle of it. Look here, monsoon. Taxes are coming down. And when he was running, I was like telling people when they were saying, I think he's a smart guy. I go, do you know how many times I heard him be wrong about Hulkamania being dead? The mistakes this fucking dude made.
Very premature with that.
Yeah.
How was he when he took office? Did he get stuff done?
He got stuff done.
What kind of stuff?
I was 8 at the time.
Oh.
And he left when I was 12, but I know my dad wasn't a big fan of him. That's what I remember.
Yeah, but he helped usher you into puberty.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That does help.
This kid didn't hit puberty until he was 19. Even now.
I just made
Did you grow a mustache?
Yeah, I can grow a mustache.
Then I want that to start today, my
Start
friend.
growing.
I want that. I can't wait till 9 months from now when it's done. Herbert and you Stan.
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Talking about Ted Nugent. That guy lied to me, man. He said he was either going to be in jail or dead if Obama got elected. Twice already he's been elected. He owes me one.
You know what? I want someone really to leave the country.
That'd be great.
I forget who just said that he would leave if Trump got elected. Oh, Barry Diller. And it would just be great to just watch him get on the phone, down on the plane. Fuck this country. I told you I was leaving.
I'm a man of my word. Unlike your other posers.
Yeah. It's always the best when someone threatens us with leaving the country as if that's going to hurt us. It doesn't mean shit.
Do you get to return when things change? Or?
I am back, America.
It's Randy Quaid's trying to come back now.
And I think he's back in Vermont, and they just let him out of jail, him and his wife.
Wow.
But he still won it in California for just something like trashing.
They were squatting in a guest house. Yeah. That's what it was.
But, is there money? Because I'm sure Dennis still has some money left. Somebody in the family
definitely
can come up. with it. It's fucking Randy Quaid. Let's take care of him.
Yeah. He's a national treasure, right?
He is a national treasure. I mean, he saved us during that fucking Independence Day.
We owe him.
Yeah, he flew his plane right into it. Somehow we won after that. And then remember the look on his kid's face when everybody else was celebrating?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. For you're happy.
Something really bad just happened to me.
Yay!
But it was good for us.
Dad. I mean, overall, I feel good for the species, but on a personal level, I'm an orphan now. What was was he in Cinderella at Liberty? Was that his first thing, or the one with Jack Nicholson? But I remember the first thing Randy Quaid did when he was a kid. It was some kind of a military thing where he was a prisoner, and he was fucking unbelievable. It was either one about Shore Patrol with Jack Nicholson or Cinderella Liberty with James Caan. But he was a great fucking young actor, and everybody had huge respect for him. And then he just got fucking nuttier and nuttier as the years went by. So finally, he was almost where we're at with Bruce Willis now. Just Bruce Willis batshit crazy.
The Last Detail.
Last Detail, great fucking movie.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson that was in the middle of his run of like 9 fucking movies that were just unbelievable.
Well, Nicholson looks so young there.
He's a baby.
Mid-70s? Early 80s?
Early 70s. Early 70s. But he was on just this huge fucking run of, Chinatown was just like a year or two later, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. This is a great time. He and Pacino kind of were in a neck and neck of great fucking movies. And then they both went, there's money to be made doing shit.
Perfect.
Why didn't you tell me? I'll just move to a giant house and not care about anything. Pluggy.
Aaron Berg's in studio. Aaron Berg's American Etiquette book launch and stand-up show with Big J. Okerson, Chris Stefano, and Monroe Martin is happening at the Stand Comedy Club in New York City this Monday, October 19th at 8 p.m. Go to thestandnyc.com for more information. And American Etiquette, Failing Upperly in a Fox News Nation, is available in stores now and online.
But you gotta say it like you care about it.
Yes.
I do care.
Put the care.
I got more great news.
Yeah.
You want more great news?
Yeah.
Got a TV show debuting on Hulu October 30th.
Whoa.
Yeah, thank you. It's called 24-Hour Rental, and it's basically, the way they bill it is like Sopranos meets Clerks. It's gangster satire, and it's hilarious. And I didn't think anyone was ever going to see this show. We shot it 2 years ago. I just found out Saturday. It got picked up by Hulu.
That's fantastic.
That's so cool.
That's fantastic.
And guess who's in it? Michael Biehn. Remember Michael Biehn?
Right. Yeah.
From Terminator?
That's phenomenal.
Biehn plays one of the bad guys. So it's great. It's about this mobster who runs a video store, which is basically negligible in this day and age. And we're low-level criminals. Some armed robbery, some drugs, stuff like that. Very funny. Great team behind it, and I'm really excited people are going to get to see it.
Who wrote it?
The writer was Al Cretina, and the director was George Mahalka. Now, you would know George Mahalka because he did a great horror movie years ago called, I believe it was My Bloody Valentine. Does that sound right? Mm-hmm. Yes, it was. Yeah. Boom, nailed it.
Yeah.
My Bloody Valentine. So this is like the first thing that he'd done in a while. He'd been doing just like episodic stuff, and now...
So the idea is this place is like a front from the get-go.
Yeah.
That no one really needs to rent videos. That's really fucking funny right off the bat.
Yeah.
So that's got to be so cool knowing that it's coming out.
I'm sorry. I thought it was done. I thought no one's ever going to see this great show that we made, and it was, uncensored and gritty. I play a cab driver with a philosophy degree. My wife's a hooker. She works out of the cab that I drive her around in, so I kind of pimp her, but it's all very jovial.
That, gritty TV shows is such a rare fucking thing. They've never been able to put it off, mainly because a lot of times they'll shoot it on sets and you can't, nail that properly. Public Morals next Tuesday is their last thing. And Ed Burns, who's done this show so many times, has done it. And it captures New York in the 60s. So fucking good, man. I hope people are catching on to that. But I've always loved those type of street stories, they're the best.
Stuff that's really shot in grimy neighborhoods and stuff like that.
And stuff that you can go, what is it that separates you from that guy is normally there's a little bit of a pussy factor to you. You're like, I don't want to pay the price that it costs to live there. I can understand. We sit around, we say, oh, we're fucking, pissed at the government, but we give in. We do what we're supposed to do just to get by. But there are certain guys who are just like, I'm just going to keep running in between the cracks as much as I can. You got to sometimes admire it. You really do. There's a lot of street guys that you're like, they are like the last cowboys.
Yeah. Troubadours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing it their own way. Chris, your dad was that way, right?
Oh yeah, he had a job as a cab driver, but that wasn't like an official job.
Did you ever see him driving a cab?
No, I never saw him driving a cab. But as a kid, that was told, yeah, your father drives cab at night. But he was basically just hustled. He just hustled and fucking was hung out with street people.
It's great.
And that was back in 70s and 80s, right?
70s and 80s, yeah. And he got busted all the time,
Was he raised in this city though?
Yeah, he was raised in Queensbridge, back before in the projects in Queens.
Did you ever see the picture of his dad?
Yeah.
His dad looks like Jim Morrison, but in the fucking 60s, but a little bit badder ass looking. The picture that you got, is it a real picture? Or is it a jailhouse?
It's his mugshot from when he got busted.
So fucking
I think
great.
it's 73. I'll pull it up. It has the date on it of when he got arrested.
And Chris is one of those guys who lives in the apartment that he was born in. Both of his parents are gone, but he kept the apartment, and he's got that small rent deal.
It's real nice. Yeah,
grandfathered.
Right. Do you find old stuff from your dad's
This was one of the things I found. He had like what was those things called? Jimmies, like the things that you like the long pieces
the bust into things. Look at that for a street dude, man.
Yeah, I guess he was like 19 or 18 then.
Kind of foxy though,
yeah,
right?
he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a bunch of like illegal shit. Like there was like these old thin pieces of metal that you could put in between car doors to open up the doors. Yeah, I found a bunch of those, like because he would break into cars.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
0.
Your dad looks like he used to bang like crazy.
Yeah, he probably has people all over the street.
He said that I probably have a bunch of half brothers and sisters in Mexico. Because he went down to Mexico for a long time.
He kind of looks kind of Mexican too.
Yeah, he was very dark-skinned.
He's also Native American looking,
Yeah,
too.
he's got that look about him.
Yeah, he was like always dark-skinned for some reason.
Where was he in Mexico?
I don't like in the 70s. He went down to Mexico for a little while.
So and he would drive cab, quote unquote, in the city?
In the city or in Queens or whatever, yeah.
And that's just so he could be out all night.
That's amazing.
That was the excuse.
I remember back in the 80s when you would come in New York, you would make a sign for yourself and put it up and just say no radio so no one would break your fucking window. You had to put up no radio. And a lot of people would just, all right, I'm going to park here. Just do me a favor and put your window down. Like you put all the windows down and let them take what was ever inside so they would not break the fucking window.
That was the biggest
scrounging
problem.
around.
Just don't destroy it. Take it.
Yeah. Take whatever you want, but don't make me go out and get this fixed.
Dicks.
City's changed so much.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Now they fucking rob you in a different way when you're just buying a meal. Now they rob you with fucking $15 cocktails.
Yeah. I found out my dad, who's like an upper middle class lawyer in Canada, pulled a gun out once on someone that came to the house, and I never knew this story until like a month ago. And he had like 2 guns in the house. They had a housekeeper at the time, and she came back with this big Jamaican dude, and they're like, "We want you owe her." That's a really good accent. You owe her all this money. Where her money at? And my dad had the kid. We were in the house, and we didn't know. And he's holding the handgun in his left hand. He's like, "This is private property. You need to get off this property right now," which is very unheard of in Canada.
Yeah,
most people there just have muskets and cannons. Yeah. So it was phenomenal. I never knew that until a month ago, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty."
So
bad.
do you know that if he owed her money or?
They fired her for lifting stuff from the house. I guess she was lifting stuff, and then they're like, "Okay, you got to go." And she's like, "You still owe me." I just can't stop doing that accent. "You still owe me many, many rupees." She had to leave, so that was it. And then he was like, "I got to get these guns out of the house. I don't want to have guns in the house."
Yeah, because once you pull it out, you're like, when's the next time I'm going to pull it out? It gets to be pretty exciting.
That was fun.
Is that the paper boy or someone else?
Give me a reason.
Scary but fun.
Yeah.
I can't. Anytime I'm near a handgun, I just have to point it at my friends. I can't stop myself just to watch them duck. Like, hey. Well, yesterday I act like I was going to throw your knife at you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking scary. I was like, you could actually fucking throw it.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to carry that?
Yes. No. Yes, you are.
Okay. I just want to check because I have like 3 of them in the house. I keep them under the pillow, but I don't know if I can take them outside of the house.
You've had knives taken off you before, right?
Yeah, because like the clip, the big thing is like the clip. If the clip is showing on your pants, that's when it gives them a reason to fucking check your shit.
Yeah,
and then take it.
And you get your back broken,
possibly.
Yeah.
When we were kids, you remember my friend Rap, right? His dad was a cop, so when his dad wasn't home and all the kids in the neighborhood were hanging out, they went up in the closet, took the gun out, and right away we're like pointing at each other, right?
Yeah.
And having fun. And then the fucking gun goes off and goes through the
shit
wall, right? And like later, I'm like, how come you guys are pointing at each other? And they're like, oh, we didn't think you would ever keep a loaded gun in the house. Let me go get my unloaded gun up here.
The safe one.
Yeah.
The safe one. The one that's good to play with.
Yeah.
Sir, it's going to take me just a few minutes to put these bullets in. Then I'm going to shoot you for robbing me.
Yeah.
And then their dad did choose them not to treat them not to, do such things. Smack the boys with a hockey stick across the legs.
Sure.
That's
Teach
the
them
way.
good.
Yeah, that's the way we learned. Violence is not an answer.
I would get soap in the mouth. That's what I got.
Would you?
Yeah, soap in the mouth and a wooden spoon, a little bit on the butt. That was it. I get spanked on the butt and
On or in?
the belt once in a while.
On or in? Because if it's on the butt, it's fine. But in the butt,
No,
that's
not in the
abuse.
butt. No.
That's abuse.
I'm not Catholic.
You want
But,
you with this spoon up your ass? Because I'll do it.
What?
Yeah.
Your mother's gonna make you cookies with that spoon when she's done.
My dad would always take the fucking belt off, but I'd always dive on the floor like I just got shot.
Yeah.
Any smack, I would go down quickly.
The belt was the worst.
Yeah, just go down fast and start to,
Writhe around.
Yeah, writhe around, act like you can't breathe. Whatever it fucking takes. Street smart isn't winning fights. It's moving around all the whatever you got to do to get over.
It's so weaselly on the ground. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
The bottles are broken in my pocket. It's glasses. What's it take to stop this? I'd be down like a fucking bad guy in a wrestling match. Just no, on my hands and knees. No, don't do this. Don't you do it.
That's why it's best to gig. If your mom's hitting you, just gig.
Just cut your forehead, breathe down. Look into your heart. We're not animals. Look into your heart. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this.
It works.
That's all they want. They want you to change your attitude.
Yeah.
They don't want to hurt you. They want your attitude to completely change. That's all. Give them what they need right away. Off you do it. With your dad, did your dad ever take you out to steal anything?
No, but when the short time we did have a car, I remember going around a lot of places and staying in the car while he disappeared for a while and then coming back.
They would always leave us alone in the car in those days, too.
Yeah. Like, I like crazy neighborhoods. Like, I was a little kid, so I had no idea where the fuck we were. Nothing I recognized. But it was just very weird.
Your life's a Scorsese movie.
Yeah, except for his dad thought he was too much a pussy to bring him into the family business. You must have been soft.
Possibly.
You wait in the car while I go collect.
Yeah. I'm going to go do man things. You stay out here and get your nails done. You pretty girl, aren't you?
Listen to the tampons in the trunk, kid.
But they'd do the thing like if your dad was with minorities at all.
All right, so if my dad was like with an Italian guy, he'd be like, "Hey, what's up? How's it going there, Goomba?" Or if he was with a Spanish guy, he'd pepper in Spanish into the fucking conversation, like "Vamos por la casa," like just random fucking words that made no fucking sense. And or if he was with a black guy, he'd be like, "What's up, young blood?" Like he would fucking just do the goddamn stereotypical accent of whatever person he was talking to. He was fucking nuts.
Your father was Ratso Rizzo.
He was fucking crazy. I didn't realize it until afterwards. It's like, oh, all white people don't talk to Spanish people with random Spanish words in there. Really?
Random Spanish words.
Yeah, he didn't know fucking speak Spanish.
He just thought he would relate.
Exactly. He related to every man.
That's sweet, though.
I know. He was very well liked. except by the police.
He's a hero, it sounds like.
Thank you.
He is
Finally.
unsung hero. How'd he get on a nom? You ever bring that up?
He did lie and say he did go to the nom. And then my mother was like, he didn't go to Vietnam, John.
He was in Canada for 3 years.
Where was he during the war?
I think that was when he traveled. It was a big part of his life where he traveled from New York into Mexico and then stayed in California for a while before he came back to New York. So he was just basically on the run during
That's smart though.
Yeah.
You know?
He got around. He jumped around.
He'd do anything but work.
Yeah, anything.
Anything but work an actual shift.
Yeah. Hustle. He'd hustle.
I think the random fake Spanish words is fucking hilarious.
It was crazy.
Just Spanglishing at people?
Yeah, Spanglishing, really badly.
Chris, you told me before Aaron came in here, you had the plugs. Every single time I want you to plug this gig,
all right,
I've had to tell you. The other thing is you're supposed to slide it into the conversation.
All right, okay. I was talking
that
about
picture of your dad is fantastic.
Looked great back then.
Walking here. We'll go to Miami.
We go to Florida.
Aaron Berg's in studio. Aaron Berg's American Etiquette book launch and stand-up show with Big J. Okerson, Chris Stefano, and Monroe Martin is happening at the Stand Comedy Club in New York City this Monday, October 19th at 8 p.m. Go to thestandnyc.com for more information. American Etiquette Failing Upwardly in the Fox News Nation is available in stores now and online. And 24-hour rental premieres October 30th on Hulu, starring Aaron Berg and Michael Biehn.
Aaron, people are writing in and asking about a Dice video.
Yeah.
That you did.
We did, I did a Dice video. You know, JR, Josh Ravitz, he used to work at the comic strip. Now he's at Stand Up New York. So he was a huge Dice fan. I'm working at Stand Up New York a month ago. He goes, do you think that Dice would be able to survive doing what he did back then now? And I go, that's fun. I go, you know, it'd be funny. And he goes, if someone did a PC Dice Clay. So I was like, all right, let's do it. So I went out, I got a wig, and I got, my girlfriend sewed some dice on a pleather jacket, and we did a PC Dice Clay. He smokes an e-cigarette, he wears pleather, and all the jokes are PC. So we just put it out 2 days ago. I don't know if it's going to blow up, but I loved wearing the wig.
Have you heard from Dice yet?
No.
Because you never know if he's going to think this is great or this is an attack on him.
Yeah, I don't think it's an attack at all.
No, it wouldn't mean that for Dice to
These
think that
fucking people. Oh, yeah. I think it's a pretty good Dice impression. Can you hear it?
In the wet spot, Andrew. Why? I said, you dummy! It's 'cause technically you're a woman. You've earned equal rights. Straight white men have run this country for too long. Oh! Me take a dice. You made some changes. Yeah. It's electronic. It's not going to kill me. It still gives me a nicotine fix, and I help support international trade.
So we took all the means. I mean, it's still mean, but it's all the jokes are PC now. So, and then he does nursery rhymes, and they're all PC.
I don't even know where you would find a wig like that, though. I would think that it was impossible.
I think JR ordered it online. It's it was an Elvis wig, I think. And that's it. I bought the jacket for $25. We sewed dice on the back.
That's hilarious.
And we did I did 10 minutes. We just kind of riffed on it. We were like, yeah, here's some jokes that would work for this. And we did old dicey jokes and some of them got cut. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, shave that pussy. It could cause hygiene issues. You don't want to be clogging up Medicaid with gyno stuff. It's all, and then it says at the end is you can't make fun of anybody. It's but what about those fucking Jews? And then you see everybody involved in the video is Jewish. Runs the credits. So see what happened. I mean, you never know. No, it's not going to blow up. It's only got 772 views. If it was going to go big, it'd go big in a day?
Yeah, but you never know. You got to get the right thing to pick it up, and off it goes. Sometimes you can step on a cake, and 10 years later, people are still pissed. Who knows? You never know what happens. All right, we got to wrap this up. Great to see you again, Aaron,
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And congratulations. Chris is going to, in the best way possible, make a really exciting promo here at the end.
Oh, yeah. Aaron Berg's American Etiquette book launch and stand-up show starring the winner of At Midnight, Big J. Okerson, and Chris DiStefano and Monroe Martin. It's happening at the Stand Comedy Club in New York City this coming Monday. That's October 19th at 8 p.m. You go to thestandnyc.com for more information. And the book party's for American Etiquette, Failing Upwardly in a Fox News Nation. It's available in stores now and online. And October 30th, go to hulu.com to watch 24-hour rental starring Aaron Berg and Michael Biehn.
Oh, you're on that too.
Yeah.
That quickly.
Wow. That's right.
Great to see you, bro.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
That's it for us. We'll see you again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!